賞肩のこりに生薬配合バスクリンリライフ津村で
ウルトラ怪獣出現発進ウルトラホーク1号ジェットビートル今君の手に
ホームシアターチャンネルワウワウは年間500本以上の映画をノーカットで放送、さらにスポーツ、音楽などのスペシャルプログラムもますます
ただみの方お断り。ワウワウ見るならフリーダイヤル3-80805さあワウワウ5チャンネル。
Today on Collectible Monsters, we're grooving to the monstrous sound of the 70s and celebrating Godzilla's heroic era. Ikimashou!
Why, hello and welcome to episode 20 of Collectible Monsters. That's right, the show that takes a look at the collectible side of the kaiju genre. My name is Kyle, and I am one of the 5 wonderful, beautiful co-hosts here, celebrating that Showa show, or that 70s Showa. That's what it is. I've already messed it up. We gotta start with anyway, just kidding. Hey, so we're here to talk about cool stuff from the 70s and also some cool stuff that we got. And we'll be back with me to hear what I got recently. But why don't we turn things over to my man, Leslie Chambers, to hear if he has any cool box days that came recently or if he has anything he would like to share. Take it away, Leslie. Or don't.
What you got, man?
Let's see. I got a whole bunch of stuff. I'm sorry, that was the peasants talking. Welcome back to another edition of Collectible Monsters. And you know what? This is like this episode was made for me. We're talking about the 70s Godzilla films, my favorite era of films. Our monster showcase is about gigantics. This episode was made for me, God, and I am representing. I got the small monster. Oh my God, I am so ready to talk about the 1970s Godzilla films. Yes. I did get a couple things for myself since the last time we were together, and it's nothing Showa. It's basically Heisei. So the first thing I want to show off. Sing the song with me. The X Plus 25 centimeter 1992 Mothra.
She's big.
Yes, this thing is amazing.
Wow.
Not one of my most favorite Godzilla films, but still, the figure is awesome.
Amazing.
Godzilla and Mothra Battle for Earth. Really, Sony? TriStar? Come on now.
It's fun for me.
But this is a great
though.
Yes. But this is a beautiful figure. And this is by far my favorite Mothra collectible in my collection. I did a review. It's in the archives of my channel. I think it was the most recent review, quite frankly, but this thing is amazing. And I'm so looking forward to see if the Mondo 2003 that's coming out in a couple months will trump this girl. But for right now, she is my favorite Mothra collectible in my collection.
Wow.
So
awesome. I'm impressed. That's
I wish
beautiful.
I should have got that one.
It is great. Like I said, you have the dual base here with the egg, and you have the iconic Mothra symbol, so you can display it either way. So
what a
this
gorgeous
is
base on that.
Yes.
25 centimeter figure.
Yes.
We'll visit later, I'm sure.
It's a good thing Keith's not watching because I think I'd be letting this one pass up.
David, you didn't get one for Keith?
Mothra statues coming in, right?
Yeah.
Leave the Mondo one though.
Yeah, the
Right,
Mondo
David?
one's on the way.
Yes.
On the way.
But again, that figure is awesome. Once again, not from one of my most favorite Godzilla films, but I've always said this many times before, just because you don't like a certain Godzilla film doesn't mean that you should deprive yourself of awesome collectibles pertaining to that film. And despite how low I view that film, I view this figure very high. Like I said, my favorite monster collectible in my collection. Now, since we're sticking with the Heisei and we're sticking with the females, boom!
Wow.
She's big too. Wow.
Oh,
She's
God.
huge.
The Death for Real standard edition of Biollante. And
My girl.
oh my God.
Wow.
If you're not a fan of the Death for Reals, seek counseling right now, because this girl is amazing. Oh my God.
So cute.
She's awesome. I got her yesterday, and I just unboxed it just now before we came up here on came live, really. And this is one of the best, if not the best, Death for Reals of all time. And
I agree.
honestly, I can see this figure in the running for figure of the year, despite the fact that it is a Death for Real. And
impressive.
Since Sandra is a huge Biollante fan, I got the standard. She got the Rick. So as you can see here, she's glowing.
Yeah.
She's glowing. Oh my God. So this figure is so awesome with the Rick, in particular. Actually, both figures really. But with both figures, you get the little sap. See, because Biollante has a drooling problem. We know that.
It's a defense mechanism.
Yeah, so she has a drooling problem because she wants to eat her big brother, and we all know who that was. But again, this is a great figure. You know what I'm saying? These oh my God, this is great. Wow, so between Biollante, the Death for Biollante, and Mothra, I had a good few box days recently. And that's it. That's all I want to showcase right now. So without further ado, let me kick it over to my main man up in Seattle, Washington, the one and the only and the awesome David Dopko. What's going on, David?
Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going?
All right.
I really am bummed because both of those figures are so cool. I think I missed out by getting both of them. But I mean, there's always time. There's always it could still happen at some point. So, yeah, I had a few small box days. Actually, one of them is a sort of a poster day.
Ooh.
I got the
poster.
Tom
Whalen,
Marvel vs. Godzilla.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Special edition Japanese version. So
nice.
Very cool. I was able to grab one of these actually from him directly, which is really, really cool. I got to get this guy framed.
Oh, wait, you didn't open it?
No, not right
As
now.
a poster guy, I would give you the advice that don't open it until you can lay it down flat somewhere in a clean area, because those things Tom prints on a really nice paper, and it needs time to flatten out before you put it in the frame.
So that's definitely not going to happen, Christine, because I don't have any of those conditions. I had a few visitors since we've talked last. Quinn Allen and John Baglioni, some fun collectors. We did a quick little informal chat about collecting, and you can check that out on our Facebook group. And anyway, I took them to the International District, and we went to Japantown and the Kinokuniya bookstore, and they had the Defo Real.
Nice.
Yes.
1954 with the base.
Nice.
And I had this, and I sold it for, I don't know why I sold it, but I regretted it. And it actually really wasn't that expensive. And it was on display, and they just took it off the display, put it in the box.
Nice.
So I got my 54 train biting Defo Real back from Books Kinokuniya in Japantown in Seattle. So, and actually last week, wait, hold on, I did get some more stuff. Last week, I hadn't seen my buddy Corey Cromer, who lives here in Seattle, in a long time because of the COVID and the quarantine and everything. And he came by because I had worked on a Godzilla for him, touching up one of his Godzillas. It was the 1975 30 centimeter. Anyway, I wanted him to have it, so he came over. We had our masks on, and et cetera, et cetera. And I wouldn't take any money from him because he's a good friend of mine. So he actually gave me these two.
Nice. Really
So
cool.
Awesome.
one of them contains the Rodan speed poster that I really wanted, the one that Kyle has. So I'm not even sure what's in the other one. This is the Rodan, and this one is
the one in your
Monster
looking at
Zero.
right now has the Monster Zero speed poster. That
So
I have
both
as
of the
well.
ones that Kyle has that I was lusting after for a long time. So Corey gave me these. That's very kind of him. Thank you, Corey.
That's very
And
nice.
we went and we were both kind of hungry, so we had a little pokey, and then we had a little Japanese green tea, and we had a nice visit. So
Fantastic.
I think that's it for me as far as news and items. Christine, how about you? Now I know you've been sweating your butt off down there in Sacramento because I've been watching the news.
You have no idea.
You're like triple digits like every day.
Wow.
So
For like 2 months.
for like 2 months.
Really?
Are you missing New York now?
Yes, I actually just got back from New York. I went home. Oh my! I forgot like how fluorescent green it is there. I miss New York like crazy. Yeah, it's been really hot here.
It's been hot,
So, like,
you know.
Yeah, and then the fires. There's been like 2 big fires out near us, so we've had like smoke from that all coming in. My car is all covered in ash.
Oh no.
So yeah, I'm not really. I'm like. I'm probably gonna be going back to New York in a couple weeks. Oh my gosh, I miss it. But so yeah, I just got back from. I think I got back Wednesday night. Wait, no, was it Wednesday night? I don't even remember. A couple days ago from New York. Yeah, it was a great trip. I got to see my family. Got to go up to our family camp. But I did have some box days, and I wasn't on the show last month. So I'll throw some of those in there. So what I recently got is I've been dying to get this. The Pear Baby Glowy, 1955. And look at his little face. He's so cute.
Awesome.
And I got it for like a killer price. I was waiting out, like a few of these had showed up on Yahoo Japan auctions. He comes to the top of the pagoda. And I actually just bought the Anguirus that comes well, there's another set with Angie that has the bottom of the pagoda, so I have that coming in hopefully next week. And
you
then
mean Osaka Castle? I know you mean Osaka Castle.
Yes,
cool.
pagoda. And then the 54 glowy Pear Baby.
Oh wow!
Cheers! Oh,
with the clock tower.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wow,
This one I got from
that's-
Diana Clawmark. She had this for a killer price. She's been getting a lot of good stuff in lately, so I snatched that one up because I've been after these 2 glowies for like ever.
That's a beautiful glowy. I like that one.
I know. I love the colors. They're so pretty. And then I gotta show this off. Alex sent this to me as a gift. He does like amazing sculpts. So it's the 91 Godzilla.
Alex
And
is
it's
super
gluing-
talented.
Yes, he is. He's like, oh my gosh, like you if anyone you need to check out his sculpts because he makes a whole bunch of these. He sells them at G Fest. He sells them online. So he does these amazing paint jobs. He'll like custom paint your figures and stuff. But I thought like this
There
is
he
just
is.
fantastic.
Really
Hey,
works.
Alex.
Hey, what's up, Alex?
Awesome.
Yeah,
Super
Alex.
cute. I
Alex
love
is-
it.
Alex is also the one who made the cool little stickers to put on your D4 Real Sarazawa.
That's right.
That was also Alex. So thank you for that.
okay.
That's really great. So Alex is the man.
He is the man. He's a wizard of sculpting. It's amazing. And then I also got Leslie already showed it off, but I'm dropping the thing here. The Rick. Of course, I had to get like. Oh, did I just pull it out? Is she lighting up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, guys. I can't see. But oh my gosh, I was so excited because she's so big. I think this is definitely the biggest Defo reel they've done so far. Super cute. And
yeah.
That piece. And I like, Leslie, I knew you'd love her. She's adorable. Just look at her. I mean, come on. How can you not love that face? So
It
I'm
actually
super
reminds me of
excited
the
for
Marmot, adult Biollante.
Oh, yeah, it
Very similar,
does.
just in sort of the pose and the aggressive look to it,
Yeah. But I mean, how cute, pint-sized Biollante. She's adorable. So I'm looking forward to the 89 to pair with her. He should be coming out soon. And I think. Oh, and then I got these super cool stickers from. I don't know if you guys follow him on Instagram. Octeel. It's OCTEEL. He does tattoos, like these really wicked, awesome kaiju tattoos. If I was brave enough to get a tattoo, I had to go for the stickers. So I mean, like. Yeah. But so I nailed these from him. He has a really cool style. So he's got stickers. He did this huge Hedorah patch, which I didn't get that. But so yeah, I'm really hoping he does.
Patch.
Yeah, and it's huge. It's like a standard size like vinyl figure. So I'm really hoping he does more along the way of like stickers or like pins or something. So go give him a follow. It's OCTEEL. I mean, great stuff. I love like the style of, and I think that's all I have to show off.
That's great.
Oh wait, how could I forget?
Uh-oh.
I mean, you guys probably saw my unboxing, but this
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
right.
Yeah, the
Yes.
Mondo 89 statue. This guy's really happy to get my workout, like holding him up here. But so I got the premium, which comes with his hand here, has like the Biollante vine in it. He's got the atomic heat ray, and then this little like Biollante vine. Oh my gosh, I love this thing so much. It's so nice. It's got the Super X2 down here. And the cool thing about this, it's all magnetic. So wait, no, it's this one. So like this one, he has another like pieces you can change out, and it's just it just goes right in there. Look at that. It's super easy.
Magnetic is the way to go. That's the way to go.
You can switch out his mouth, so he can have like a closed. I don't have the piece from him, but he has like a closed mouth piece. Yeah, you just boom, done.
Excellent.
I love this thing. So yeah, so excited that I was able to get one of these because I love me some Godzilla 89. If you can't tell. So that's what's been good with me. How about you, John, down there in Philly?
Well,
What's the good word?
Well, it's great to be with you all and everyone that's watching us. Thank you. I've been busy doing a lot of housework, recovering from some renovations, but I've collected a few things, just a couple things I can share. Some things that have already been shared and some that have not. Let's see. Some that I've wanted for a very long time, and finally, God bless Austin Collector, because he had it, and I could finally get my hands on it. Just the Godzilla.
He's on my list.
It's beautiful.
Definitely on my list. Yep.
And I'm gonna say, other than the Kyoto is awesome. The X Plus gigantic Shin Godzilla is awesome, but I have to say this sculpt, the detail, and I love this. This is really.
Wow.
I wish it was in the red and black or in gray and not just like the statue black or what it has some highlights, but really fantastic, and the base is beautiful. I mean, you feel it's like having a piece of Japan in your house.
It is. That's exactly what it's
cool.
like. That's why I want it, John, because it is like a piece of Japan.
Yes, it is.
A Godzilla collectible in your house. That's on my list. It's on my short list.
And now this.
Congrats.
Well, awesome collector. He's got
I had to get the Mothra.
Oh, you got the Mothra too.
Yes.
I had the beautiful piece. Where I'm going to place it, I still don't know. Right now it's on the floor.
What?
Yeah.
What did you say?
Got to keep it on the floor for that. Well, just for now.
What?
Yeah, John.
What did you say? You got to where?
Floor display.
What did you say?
Same, not the only one.
What? What'd you say?
Had to keep it on the floor for a while, for a little bit.
All right, I'm going back to Philly because this is not right. This is not right.
Now, I didn't get the awesome Tom Whalen poster, but I did get a poster. When I saw it in Japan on display, I was like, if I can find this, I just have to have it. I'm really into everything Subaraya. I found a really fabulous Subaraya poster.
Oh, look at that.
Already framed, too.
On the frame.
Wow.
Yeah, $20. It was worth it.
No way.
Yeah. Really cool. I don't have
That's
any
beautiful.
my posters, but
There's going to be a callback to that poster later on in the show, folks. So.
All
Teaser,
right.
teaser.
Surprise.
And that's all I'll share for now, but that's it. Hey, Carl, so what you collect? How are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you for asking. It's great to be here with my collectors and all 38 people who are watching us live. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Hey,
I'm gonna
guys.
blaze through most of my box day stuff because I did a live unboxing in the group, and that included the Sun Guts Honen Yo.
That's
Which is
Wow.
Okay, that's
Godzilla
great.
I really like
Become
that.
available. Where
Yokai.
am I? Oh, that's fabulous.
I love that.
See me after the show if you have questions about it. And also,
He's got a
This
new
is-
colorway coming out.
also from, oh man, the colorways. Lolo was just showing me some of them, and I'm like, they're all prettier than the one I got. Anyway,
We
this
need
is
more.
a Chochin Obake, or Lantern Ghost, which,
Nice.
if you're not familiar, right above my head, there is a
there it is.
ghost right there. This
Oh.
one of those I made. Anyway, but this one is from Sun Guts as well.
Nice.
And it looks like it's a blue vinyl, but actually, you guys, this is the very first color change heat reactive vinyl I've ever had. So when I was a kid, there were some color change things, right? So there was Zartan from G.I. Joe, and what was it, the hypercolor shirts? Anyway, so if you heat him up, he turns white.
Oh, look at that!
Isn't that cool?
Those are like, that's cool. Those are coming back now. Marasan's doing a bunch of that too, color changing.
Yeah, that's a new thing for sure. Marsan did like some crazy big 450 pieces, and then yokai wise, I also picked up.
Oh man,
Oh,
jealous.
Roku Rokubi.
That's so cool.
I had my eye on her for a long time. And the last thing from that unboxing in the video was Yuji Nishimura's book.
Classic.
I love that book. That's
That book is
a must.
that's the Bible. Must have.
Now the one that didn't happen, I didn't get this on that box day, was I was calling it Band Presto, but technically it's Bandai, even though Band Presto, Bandai, tomato. This is the 2021 Godzilla. So the Godzilla versus Kong. And they have released Godzillas like this year after year after year in the lottery system. Now, this is the same lottery system that I've talked about in the past, where you go to a store like Lawson or Family Mart, or even some of the shops like Ami Ami and Akihabara, and you pay for a ticket, and then they give you, I think it's like a scratch off thing or something. Whatever is on your ticket tells you which of the 5 different prizes you've won. And like, this is the big one. And I didn't want to leave it to chance, because usually I pay about $100 for these figures, because this is a series, right? So these lottery figures, you may recognize the Shin Godzilla.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
They had 6 different versions of this, I think, or at least 5 different versions of this Shin Godzilla. They also put out this Godzilla Earth, which is the only one I have of that.
Yeah.
Really, really gorgeous sculpt. Actually, if you have not seen this,
Wow.
it's pretty amazing. And the spines have this beautiful metallic paint on the back. Moving on, I also have the 89.
Nice.
I love that one.
That's a great one too.
Yeah.
And these are generally fairly inexpensive, generally, when you can get them in Japan, because they're from that lottery system. And so I'm very happy to get this. Sculpting is done by Yuji Sakai, so it's just amazingly sculpted, but there are some problems. Really quickly, I'll say there's some seams that are really huge. The mouth is just not very detailed. Looks that's not going to focus, but it looks like he's wearing a grill, so he's got silver teeth.
Oh no.
Anyway, he's definitely in need of a little bit of a paint job. So, but I'm still happy that I picked him up for $77 through Amazon, because that's less than I would have purchased him if I had gotten him through Japan. The very last thing I'll show just came in yesterday, and I'm not bringing him over because he's
okay.
Yeah, well, this is
I got mine too.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
So I got my 2019 Rodan.
Nice.
And he's over there. He fits in really well. I think he looks really great, but I have some issues with him. Number one is the stand, because it is bizarre. And that's why I said, like, when Leslie held up the Mothra, I'm like, wow, look at that cool stand. I guess it was just too expensive to produce a stand of the volcano from 2019.
Oh, that would have been nice.
Actually,
that would have been perfect.
Yeah, that would have been
Actually, I have an answer for that. The reason why they did that, because they did it with the Fire Rodan. Now you have to realize Rodan's body is not thick like Mothra's,
right?
And his wings are not really massive like Mothra's. So with him having somewhat of a sleeker body, that's the only stand that they could put together for him to have somewhat of a proportionate stand. Once again, he's not big like Mothra. That's the reason why they went with that, because they did the same thing with the Fire Rodan.
So that came straight from X Plus. That's awesome. Okay, good to know the official reason. That's good, because I had a hell of a time putting it together.
Oh, wow.
It's very weirdly designed, but once it's together, generally these things don't come off the stand. So he's there. He's just hanging out. So, but I really love that design. And the only other negative thing I'd say about it is that the paint job is just lackluster. I wish that I look at this figure and I go, hey, did you know that this is the Rick version? Because it sure doesn't look like it's on fire.
How about the eyes? How about the eyes?
You can't see the eyes either. I mean, I was just telling John about this. One of the things about Rodan, the reason he steals the show when he shows up in the movie is because of those super expressive eyes. And they give him so many close-ups in the movie. And shout out to the sculptor of this, because I really do feel like if I could go back in time on the decision to purchase this, and X Plus, which I don't think they did, offered a resin version, I probably would pick up the resin version of this kit so that I could A, paint it myself, and B, enjoy the finer details from a resin kit. That said, it's still a great looking bird. He's still going to be in my collection up there, and I'm still going to get more stuff as we keep going. So that's what I have to share.
Excellent.
And I think that pretty much is going to take us to our next section of the show. We should do a very quick chat room check-in.
Yay.
Yeah, so we got 41 people watching live. Leslie, are you down to crank this out, or you need some help?
No, I'm good. Okay, Greg Coggin, Larry Latham, Tim Alton, Helmy, as always. How you doing, Helmy? All right, Sam, Giuseppe, what's going on, dude?
Hey,
Giuseppe. Hey, Giuseppe.
Ultra Run Kaiju, Eric Stoke, what's going on? Inside 2000, Kaiju Tastic Media, Godzilla Train 1090, as always. Sandra Chambers, I heard your husband is awesome. I heard he's awesome. Yes, he is. All right. Oh, was that Satan? Okay, anyways, like I was saying. Gojira 851, what's going on, Matt? Once again, Kaiju Tastic Media. Kaiju Battle, what's going on, Michael?
Hey, Michael.
Gretchen's in the chat, Kyle. Gretchen's in there. Ty Bug 1, Preston Short, Paul Plutsker, Voodoo Powder. Oh my God, there's a lot of people. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I can't
even find their names.
Wait, Richizo. Richizo.
Hey, me, Rich.
What's up, Rich?
All right.
Now, Leslie, before we move on, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who joined Kyle and I last Saturday morning for our very first viewer chat. And Leslie popped in for a couple of seconds to say hey, and it was just a lot of fun, and I had a blast, and I can't wait to do it again. And hopefully, some of my co-hosts can join on the next one. And we just had a really good time, right, Kyle? I mean, I just wanted to say,
yeah, dude, it was amazing.
It was amazing. The time went so fast.
We had 12 people that responded and said they wanted to join us. So I split them up into two groups. So group 1 and group 2. And basically group 1, we did the first hour, and group 2, we pulled on for the second hour. And I kept the mask over there. So I've got a Shin Godzilla mask with a bunch of questions. David has a bunch of questions on his end.
Oh, yeah.
We basically would ask a question, and then the people in the group would answer. And it was fun, and I had a lot of fun writing my questions. Some of Christine's that you came up with, Christine, those were in my batch too. But yeah, we definitely have to do it.
It was great fun, and it would be nice to do it with the entire cast. At least one time. So more about that later. And
coffee.
And now back to the show.
Well, thanks to everyone who is watching live. You guys rule. And we are definitely going to get started on our next segment, which is, of course, the Collect All Monsters News. All right, let me do a presto, changeo, rearrangeo here. Put John where he likes to be. And here's our order for the news. Leslie, what you going to kick us off with? Let me open up your images real quick here.
Yeah, I just sent some to our chat. What I'm covering is X Plus announced recently that they're doing another version of the 30 centimeter 1999 Gamera from Gamera 3 to Revenge of Virus. And let me just tell you, this thing looks amazing. Now, we don't know what it looks like painted or what the rig option is going to be. But this is such an awesome figure because, truth be told, the original 30 centimeter Gamera 99 that I have right here, this guy is amazing, but he's going for stupid money, like $1,000, $2,000. I'm sorry, that's just Django type of robbery right there. I'm sorry. So, but S Plus announced they're doing their version 2, and so for those who missed out on the original 30 centimeter Gamera 99, you'll get a chance to own this one for an affordable price. And also at the same time, this opens the door for maybe other possible version 2 figures of already existing figures that X Plus may do. Now, mind you, Gamera is not the first one to get a version 2. This guy is actually technically the first. The 30 centimeter 1999 Gamera that came out through Diamond, right? This is technically the version 2 version. It's based off the KOC kit. It really should belong. It really should belong in the favorite sculptors line if you really think about it. But it was technically the first. Yeah, it is nice. But yet they're doing Gamera, and I love that because a Gamera fan, it's nice to see them do stuff involving Gamera. Because once again, that figure, the original 30 goes for stupid money now, but now you get a chance to own a slightly altered but even more awesome version of that figure. And once again, that may lead to potential other version 2 of other figures down the line. Imagine a version 2 62, or a version 2 75, or a version 2 89, whatever. So I'm looking forward to that, but we'll give you more details once we know about it. And that's all I have to say about it in my segment. What about you, David? What you going to cover?
Well, before I start, I would love to see them do a 30 centimeter Nightmare Gamera.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be cool? Like, I just love that Nightmare Gamera design. It's so evil and dark and scary and awesome and all of the above.
Super quick sidebar, since we're already sidebarring. CCP, the company that makes the smokestack Hedorahs and all those crazy Hedorahs, they also have made Gamera figures in the past, and they are now reissuing the Gamera 2, where he's sort of plasma blasting.
Awesome.
And they are reissuing their Trauma Gamera, but I'm not a fan of that sculpt so much. I think X Plus could do a better job. Anyway, back to you, David.
Okay, so my new segment is pretty fun and pretty simple. And Kyle, I think you've got only one image that I've got up there that I put for you to show. And it's basically Ultraman 3-inch vinyl figure miniseries from Kidrobot. And I was really stoked at these because these were made in honor of the 55th anniversary of Ultraman being on Japanese TV, which is really cool. They're 3-inch vinyl blind box figures, which can be kind of annoying. So I'll probably want to buy the whole set myself. It's dedicated to your some classic Ultraman favorites. And it's coming to stores and I'm sure online in 2022 from Kidrobot. And the retail price of these is going to be approximately $13.99. So you can sign me up for the Dada and the Pigmon, definitely. But if they sell them as a set, I probably will just jump in and get them all because it's kind of cool to have the Mother of Ultra, Father of Ultra. But yeah, they're all super cute and very affordable. And I like that we represent a little something for everybody. Not everything has to be a $1,000 piece. These are $13.99 and fun to collect. And blind box, like I said, can be really fun or it can really suck. I could end up with 5
Boltons.
5 Boltons. That's okay. But I don't need 5 Mother of Ultras. You know what I mean? One's enough. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my little news segment. I just want to keep it nice and short for this particular episode. So, Christine, what do you got for us today?
Well, I feel like I need a microphone. Today in soft vinyl news. Okay, actually, wait, no, this isn't a soft. I actually, for the first time, did not have a soft movie news segment, but it's still equally cute. We have, by coming out from SunStar, this adorable, actually, wait, no, adorable Godzilla desktop mop. You can now clean with the King of Sludge. So it's like you can put
That's ironic. That is the epitome of irony,
isn't it?
right there.
He can clean up for you. He's done, terrorizing the world and all that kind of stuff and polluting. And now it's time to clean up with Hedorah. So as you can see, there's like a little hand-holdy spot, and you can clean your laptop or your very awesome kaiju books. So you can buy this you can actually pre-order from the Bandai website or from the Godzilla store website as well. I mean, he's super cute. And I think it's going to be, it was what, 32.50 yen, so like $30, probably somewhere around $30 US dollars. And it's set to be released in December of this year, supposedly. So, I mean, what better way to clean your house than with a cute little Hedorah?
Absolutely.
And that's all I have for today.
Nice.
On to you, John, with your news piece down there and
love it.
Coming live from Philadelphia.
Extra, read all about it. Now, did everyone see Godzilla Singular Point?
Yes.
Not quite yet.
I've seen bits and pieces.
You can talk about it. Go ahead, talk
I'm
about
terrible.
Well, the animation, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. And I'm going to be honest, I love Jet Jaguar. And so Art Spirits has this cool hyper modeling series, Godzilla Singular Point figures. And I love the bit what Bandai did, but I wanted something really detailed, especially for photography. Kyle, I don't know if you have those photos to fire up. And there's a set of 6, and apparently you can get them individually. But they look really good.
It might be a little bit messy. The photo share might be messy here, but we'll make do, my friend.
Okay, sounds good. So I'm really looking forward to the Jet Jaguar. I mean,
Jet Jaguar. He's the coolest one of the bunch,
isn't he? But I want someone to make a nice articulated version too.
Yeah,
I need something really awesome.
If you're impatient and you don't want to wait for an actual manufacturer to do it, there are people who have done 3D printed model kits that you can do of a fully articulated Jet Jaguar Singular Point style.
That's
so
cool.
They're pretty amazing.
These look really cool. I hope they're as good as these, samples are going to be. But some are obviously very long, like Godzilla Ultima. But it's a set of 6, and apparently I think you can buy them individually for about $21 each. But then there's the set. I already pre-ordered the set, and it's available everywhere. The set is going for about $130, but then whatever the shipping is going to be. But you can find it on Hobby Search Japan. I think Amy, Awesome Collector, Amazon Japan. Really looks great, and I'm looking forward to doing some, hopefully some cool photo shoots, because I really love the series.
Yeah.
Bring on Jet Jaguar. Give me more.
I'd like to see that. Can't wait for that.
I need to watch. That's on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
yeah. Watch it. You all watch
I know. I have to watch it.
It's just fun. It's just
I gotta watch it.
And we're on the 70s Showa episode, and it does have a nice Showa quality to it, for me at least, or some it's wonderful. Carl, what's in your news?
Oh, that's a great question. So, because originally, just to peek behind the curtain for those watching, originally I was going to cover the Singular Point figurines because, honestly, I think those are dope. And I bought all the Bandai figures, but those are really a lot cooler. So I think I'm actually going to sell the Bandai figure set that I have and order that. Yeah, I think I'm going to order that Art Spirits one.
Wow.
Well, I like the Art Spirits King of the Monsters set that I have too. They're really well done.
They do make good stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
So I didn't even really have to scramble. I only told that story to kill a little time so I could get my share screen ready. That's totally inbound. So this is something that happened before. Let me get my notes up here so I don't mess anything up. You guys know who Yasuyuki Inoue is? Actually,
yes.
Even those watching live, you don't know who he is. You should know who he is. Yasuyuki Inoue was a production designer for Eiji Tsuburaya at both Toho and at Tsuburaya Productions. And Yasuyuki Inoue passed away several years ago, but unfortunately, while he's not around, fortunately, I should say, his artwork is still in storage and can be accessed, and his contributions to Godzilla and beyond are still available to be seen. So from the 17th of July through the 29th of August in Nagasaki, there was an exhibit put on, and it was partially, I don't know the full details, hopefully I can figure it all out, but basically this guy on the left-hand side is Toshio Miike, who is a special effects creator who has worked on a whole bunch of modern era kaiju stuff. The guy on the right there, that's Yasuyuki Inoue. And this is the two of them together because they did some work together. And of course, Inoue is Miike's senpai. Here is the exhibit at the Sasebo City. And what they did is they actually took the original design that Inoue made. Because Inoue goes back to 1954, where he was designing the buildings for Godzilla to smash. So in 1956, he designed the, oh my gosh, I didn't write it down in any of these. The Itaya
pagoda
store.
It's a pagoda.
It's the pagoda. Thank you, Christine.
Everything's a pagoda.
Amazing.
Oh my God, that's
so he designed this department store, and so Toshio Miike, with the help of marbling fine art, has rebuilt it.
That's amazing.
That is
my gosh.
So this is on display, or was on display, in this exhibit in Nagasaki,
Phenomenal.
and it really looks amazing.
It does.
That's awesome.
It's gorgeous.
This is just there's so much to see. There's they have his artwork on display too, but this is like the rooftop. The rooftops of department stores. They would utilize them and put like weird little amusement areas on top of them, so you could entertain your kids while you shop downstairs. And so they built like miniature versions of it. There's Miike today. There's him in front of the building, on top of the building. And to tie it into with the show and what we're all about, they did have a souvenir shop, so you could buy some collectibles like T-shirts and prints of his work.
Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Now, if you're unaware, there is a book you can purchase out.
Nice.
That came out, I think, just before he died. And it's got a bunch of his artwork in it. There's a bunch of color artwork in the front of the book, which looks like the back to us Americans. But he worked for so long with the special effects department. He's a legacy unto his own. And the best part about this, guys, is this exhibit is closed. But this was just a small taste of what they're doing for Nagasaki, and they're going to be doing an even bigger one in March of 2022 at the Tokyo.
Tokyo Dome?
Yeah, the Tokyo Dome. No, it's the it's like the Tokyo Museum of Contemporary Art, which Hey, I totally got that right. The Tokyo Museum of Contemporary Art is going to be having an even bigger exhibit on March 2022.
Wow.
In March 2022. So there you have it. That's my news item for this particular episode. And we're really breezing through this episode for a couple of reasons, but we're doing just one segment that we'll be picking up right after the intermission, which is actually next. So let me just tell the viewers what will happen next is we'll do their intermission, come back from the intermission, then we're going straight into our discussion, which is that 70s Showa, which you've all been waiting for. And then after that, we'll do our Monster Showcase. At the end of the Monster Showcase, we're giving away the Mothra 2019 X Plus exclusive Defa-Real Mothra. I already said that part. And we'll be doing that with the same StreamYard giveaway tool. After that, we'll be announcing the next giveaway too, which is pretty amazing. So you definitely want to stick around through the rest of the show. And the next, let's see, I think it's about a 2.5 minute intermission. So enjoy, and we'll see you in a couple minutes.
Godzilla. You can pretend Godzilla turns a mighty castle into a pile of sand.
Go do it, Godzilla!
You control Godzilla's ugly tongue. You can make him stomp, pound his tail, pretending he strikes it all in his way. You can launch Godzilla's claw for the final blow.
We did it!
What will Godzilla do next? It's up to you. Godzilla with a claw that launches, some assembly required, from the Shogun Warrior collection by Mattel.
あの怪獣は今
スターと呼ばれた青春だった。力の限りの青春だった。時は過ぎゆく、時代は変わる。それでも僕らは生きてゆく。広い社会の片隅でつつましやかに生きてゆく。さあ送ってください、君の傑作写真を。バンダイウルトラ怪獣大変身コンテスト。
Welcome back to Collect All Monsters. What do I say? You're watching Collect All Monsters live. We've got 40 people watching live on Facebook and YouTube, and hello to all you beautiful 40 people. And we are just about to dive right back into it with our second half of the show, which is our That 70s Showa segment. And this
Peace and love and kaiju.
This was a segment concepted by Leslie Chambers, I believe.
Yeah, great idea.
Leslie, why don't you tell us where this crazy idea for 1970s era kaiju celebration came from, my friend?
Well, I'm going to tell you, my friend. Yes. No, seriously. When we came up with this, when Kyle came to myself, Christine, John, and David about, doing this show, he was like, look, I want some ideas. We have equal input. So give me some ideas, like what you want to do shows about. And I came up with like 30 of them, like at one time. And one of the ideas I came up with was, something pertaining to just the 70s films. Because honestly, from a personal perspective, the 70s films are my favorite era films. If we're going by like, certain eras, I know it's part of Showa. But, the 70s, like these films, I go back to more often than not. Mm-hmm. And it was a 70s film that made me a Godzilla fan. Without Megalon, and yes, I understand that film is kind of not the excellence in Godzilla films, but without that film and without me growing up watching the 70s films, I wouldn't have been a Godzilla fan. I wouldn't have been a collector. I wouldn't be sitting here in this chair on this awesome show right now. So I owe a lot to the 70s films. And I understand from a lot of people's perspective that it can't really top the 60s. I mean, I think we can all agree. The 60s had the better special effects, the better stories, but you cannot deny
90s.
How awesome and fun 90s. Really?
I'm Heisei, girl.
And that speaks a lot right there.
Baby.
That's all I gotta say about that. Well, I'll tell you what, you can have your crappy Space Godzilla and we'll have the fun films, okay? Anyways, like I was saying, the 70s films are awesome. And again, they may not top the 60s, but the two primary things I love about the 70s films is the fact that we get some really cool monsters. the introduction of cool monsters, because it's kind of hard to top King Ghidorah, Kumonga, Ebera, maybe Gabra, the Gargantuous, whatever. But they did exactly that with Hedorah, Megalon, Mechagodzilla, Gigan, King Caesar, Titanosaurus. You know? And a lot of Godzilla fans that grew up in the 80s, we owe a lot to the 70s film for making us fans in the first place. And not only just the Godzilla films, the 70s films were just the 70s era were awesome in terms of film. Think about iconic movies that came out in the 70s. Jaws, Star Wars, the original Halloween, the original Superman the movie, Smokey and the Bandit, even Rocky, right? And Rocky, and just like Rocky, the Godzilla films in the 70s presented Godzilla as the ultimate underdog. When you watch a 60s Godzilla film, with the exception of Mothra and Kong, sorry, John, with the exception of those two films, you knew that Godzilla was going to win. The outcome was never in doubt. But when he fought Hedorah, when he went up against King Ghidorah and Gigan, when he fought Titanosaurus and Mechagodzilla, you sit there as a fan wondering, how is he going to get through this? How is he going to survive it? But it also shows how tough he is, because during those films, even though Godzilla is awesome, but he gets his ass handed to him on multiple occasions. You know what I'm saying? From losing an eye, getting his hand burnt to the bone, him suffering from sulfuric acid fumes. Gigan made him having CTE by kicking him in the back of the head. He bled to death. He got set on fire. Oh my God! Yeah. But again, that's why I love the 70s films.
Violent kind of time back then.
Yeah, when you sit down and think about it, Godzilla went through a lot. And I understand from a certain point of view, yes, the over-reliance of stock footage, the annoying child characters, the over-the-top nonsensical storylines, obviously corner cutting in the special effects. I get it. You can't compare it to the 60s, but they have earned their place, and they are awesome fun films, and that's why I'm so looking forward to diving head first into this discussion. Long live the 1970s Godzilla films. Yes, yes, yes.
Long live the 70s.
Yes.
I wasn't even born yet.
Good friend. Yes.
Yeah, we know.
That's cool. That's cool. All right. Well, Leslie, should we go in chronological order as to the monsters we've chosen, or do you want to just go around the room?
Well, I can start if you want to go and get me out of the way. I'm sorry, but I have to say this. I love this topic. Like, you know, in certain topics, you know, certain hosts are more catered to those topics. Like, for example, the last one, the yokai episode, that's right up Kyle's alley, you know, and it was so cool seeing him so happy talking about the yokai stuff, or the Ultraman episode, that was right up David and John's alley. But this episode is all about me. It's all about me. And John, to a certain extent. I know John loves the 70s films too. And that's why, you know, I'm going to try and rein myself in a little bit. But the monster that I want to talk about from the 70s is, of course, with his fake ass, the Imposter 1974 Godzilla. Now, this is a kit. You've seen it many times before, courtesy of Burley Vane, Radioactive Resin Toys. And model kits, excuse me. And I got to give you a plug. He's also working on the 72 that's coming out hopefully later on this year. But yes, Burley sculpted this thing. I got it built and painted by Mark Sang-Yang. But this is a guy that we need more of in the collectible world, the Imposter Godzilla. That's right. Now, the history behind the Imposter Godzilla, you would think that because, you know, we see him in 74, that's the first time that he made an appearance. Actually, it's not the case. Now, if you're a Godzilla fan, you're a hardcore Godzilla fan, you will notice that the first time we see him is in the year prior, Godzilla vs. Megalon, and you see it just for a short second. You barely see it. But I have the book here, you know, Total Special Effects books of the 73 Godzilla, and in the final page, you get a picture of this. Mm-hmm. Now, remember the scene when Jaguar goes to Monster Island and retrieves Godzilla, and Godzilla dives into the water. Now, that shot was stock footage from Sea Monster. We see him dive in the water for Sea Monster. But there's another shot when we see Godzilla swimming away from the island, but it's a back shot. That was this suit right here. It was a promotional suit that was used, I guess, for promotional appearances at the time. Because that's what Toho would do sometimes, right? They would have a separate promotional suit to do promotional appearances instead of the actual main suit that was used in the movie. But this would go on to become the Imposter Godzilla. And when we watched Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, when soon as Godzilla shows up, it's not like they went out of their way to try to hide that it wasn't the real Godzilla. Even I, as a young fan, I was like, wow, that's Godzilla. But like, wait a minute, he's not doing his roar. There's something off about that, you know? And then when he fights Anguirus later on, even the characters say, why is he fighting Anguirus? Because, you know, shouldn't they be allies? Which also is awesome because it shows continuity. The one thing the Showa series was not the best at, quite frankly, you know. But when it came to the Imposter Godzilla, before the real Godzilla shows up, there were intercut shots between the original Godzilla suit as well as the fake Godzilla suit, you know, to try to give off the impression, you know, that it was the real Godzilla or whatever. But we knew it wasn't, you know. we knew it wasn't. But again, that's why I wanted to choose this guy, because again, we need more figures of this. I've been saying for X Plus to make something like this, but I'm glad that Burley Vang exists because he saw the need for something like this, and it's a shame that not more people have this kit. Hopefully he'll reissue it, because I'm sure if he does, I'm sure a lot of people would go after it.
Nice.
It is nice, and it's a great size. He's 30 centimeters, probably like around 31, 32. It's massive, you know, whatever. And again, the stellar paint job of Mark Sang-yang. This really is an awesome piece. And once again, we need more Imposter Godzillas in our collection, you know. So that's what I want to showcase as far as like probably one of my most favorite monsters from the 70s, even though it's not the real king of the monsters, but still, he made a lasting impression. Because when you think about it, when you watch the film, half of the film he's disguised, and the other half is Mechagodzilla, you know, full of reveal. But before the real Mechagodzilla shows up, it was nice to see this awesome, evil, smiling version. So, and that's all I have to say about that.
Awesome.
Very cool.
You know, Leslie, I get the feel, you know, I wonder if the idea for the fake Godzilla started in Godzilla versus Gigan with the Godzilla Tower.
Oh.
And you know what? I could understand that. And that's another thing I want to see from a more collectible companies. I know that things are mormon out there of the Godzilla Tower.
Yeah.
But S Plus, Spiral Studios, whoever is hearing my voice right now, we need a Godzilla Tower. You know what? That's a question I would ask y'all before we go any further. Which one would you rather see first? Imposter Godzilla or the Godzilla Tower?
I want a tower.
Well,
From X Plus, I would say the Imposter Godzilla.
Yeah, because considering that I do have the Marmot Tower, I probably would choose the Imposter because I don't have anything. Well, actually, that's not true. That's not true. I've got the Bandai Bandai Premium, which is a pretty cool,
beautiful
Imposter Godzilla. And you can see that face.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean,
Michael has the
why not both?
Because why not both?
Yeah.
Why not both? Yeah.
Why not both?
I love that meme. Why not both?
I mean, but either way, both doppelgangers really put a beat down on the original Godzilla, which shows how awesome they are.
Yeah.
But either way, I think we need more of both of them. You know, like what Michael said. But again, I don't know why we don't have more of the Imposter or more of the Godzilla Tower or whatever. We just need more 70s Godzillas, period.
Yes, we do.
You know,
he's 75. And it's a new 74.
A proper 75. I know the X Plus doesn't have the best reputation in the world, but again, as I mentioned with Gamera version 2, maybe they can go back to the 75 and give us a more proper one. That way, David ain't got to put his expertise on it and fix it like he has done so many others out there. You know what I'm saying? But then again, I'm all about making my brother some money. So yeah, S Plus, keep on cranking out mediocre figures, whatever. Anyways,
okay.
Cast does have a Godzilla Tower. I just wish they'd reissue it and it was widely available.
Because it was a little less expensive too.
Yeah. But again, this is amazing, and this figure, or at least this monster in particular, at least this design, constitutes my favorite moment from the Showa era. When we see both Godzillas go at it at the oil refinery, I can't tell you when I first saw that as a kid, seeing not one but two Godzillas go at it, and I mean, it's a shame that the scene didn't last a little bit longer than it did, you know. But it's like even when Godzilla sees him or Mechagodzilla fully revealed, or when Godzilla sees the Godzilla Tower, Godzilla's not impressed. He's like, okay, you just, I don't know. Well, either way.
I memorized the line from the film.
What? What did he say?
Fuji kara ariwarita gojira ga cyborg desu.
You don't know my mama. How dare you talk to my mama like that?
So desu ne.
Godzilla appear from Mount Fuji as a cyborg.
All I know is when I go to Japan, I'm gonna have y'all speak for me. I'm like,
they speak English over there.
Yeah, but when it comes to, I'm gonna have John and Kyle and David and maybe hopefully if Dale's with us. I know he's great in Japanese. Hopefully, I'm like, you know what, just speak for me because I may,
do some trades.
So whatever. But that's great. But David, what's your monster? Who do you want to showcase as one of your favorites, if not your favorite from the 70s?
Well, let me start by saying I agree with everything you said about the 70s films. They're just a lot of fun. They're a little bit gritty. They did suffer from lower budgets than they had in the 60s, for sure. The stock footage is a little bit repetitious, which kind of annoys a lot of people, including myself. And there was a time, when I first started getting back into collecting that I wasn't really a big fan of the 70s films, but that's all changed. I absolutely love them. Just talking with people like John and you and rediscovering them again, and like the Criterion collection, they're like beautiful prints of the films. Watching the Japanese versions really helped me.
Absolutely.
It really elevated the films for me too, because some of the dubbing is just, it's not that great. It's not the typical, Titra Studios AIP dubs. There's kind of like the little bit less whatever. Anyway, I really do love the 70s films now. And, it was kind of easy for me to pick which monster I wanted to sort of talk about in the 70s era, because it's really the only monster in the Godzilla series that comes from an actual creature from Japanese folklore. The only one, because I'm talking about King Caesar. Now, Kyle, I know you have a bunch of. Those are my images of the ones that I have first, and you can just scroll through them as I'm talking. That's totally fine. Yeah. So King Caesar is derived from the Shisa dogs, which is sort of a cross between a lion and a dog, and is from Okinawan mythology. And it's different from the Koma Inu statues that Kyle and I saw, and sure John did, outside of the Shinto temples all throughout Japan. They're really, specific to Okinawan folklore. And they're not really gods. They're considered kami, or lesser deities. And they're guardians or protectors. And in the Shinto religion. And they're typically placed in pairs on rooftops or flanking the gates of homes or temples. And they have different meanings too. On the left usually is a closed mouth one, which allows good spirits to come in to your place, and on the right there's an open mouth one to ward off evil spirits.
Awesome.
So it's just so cool to me that Toho decided to actually use something from Japanese folklore to actually have a monster in the Godzilla series. I think that's pretty cool, because I thought about it long and hard. I'm like, I don't think there's any other monster that is specifically derived from Japanese folklore. I mean, Ultraman has done it, but as far as Godzilla, all the other monsters are kind of made up. I mean, you can say King Ghidorah is kind of like a celestial dragon a little bit. There's hints of that, but anyway, I just found King Caesar to be really cool, and a formidable opponent. Yeah,
but he's cute.
And he's cute, and it's a real thing. You can go to Okinawa and see these actual statues. One of these days, I want to go visit Ron Nix, who actually has a great collection. He has like a little Godzilla shrine museum in Okinawa, and it's just I had to pick that one just because that I need that statue.
I do too.
I've got this little teeny one.
Oh, so cool. Oh,
got the little.
It's so tiny.
It's a little tiny one from Cast Ibukura, and I just had to have it. And I'll just show you some of my. There was some in the photos, but I'll show you some of my collectibles. This is of course, the
Oh,
he's so cute.
Which is actually really cute. They did a
I love
phenomenal job on him.
When he gets mad and his ears are like.
Yeah, I kind of
So
prefer the puppy dog ears a little bit more. And of course, this is the X Plus 25 centimeter, which is really cool.
Gorgeous.
Maybe we'll see a gigantic, because we do have a gigantic 74,
Oh,
and maybe we'll
true.
see a gigantic 74 Godzilla as well to go with it. Who knows? Maybe not. You never know. This one had a lot of controversy because when I took him out of the box, the jaw was completely, broken, and it was moved over to the other side. I had to do some plastic surgery, but I was able to fix him. He's pretty good now. And of course, my very first foray into King Caesar collecting, of course, is the Bandai, Standard Bandai, which is actually a really, really nice figure. They did a really nice job on him. I used to have the Marmot Monster Heaven floppy eared, but I actually sold him quite a while back, so I don't have him any longer. But no, it's just great, and I just love the fact that they use Nami, the priestess. She's the only one that can awaken King Caesar from his slumber because she's a descendant of the royal Azumi family, and she sings our all favorite song,
that wonderful
Irabi's
song.
Prayer, and it's just a fun scene, and it really, again, it's where you see a film and you're like, what? I think I'd really love to go to Okinawa because it looks like a beautiful place anyway.
Absolutely.
And it's definitely on the list if we can ever start traveling again. I mean, my next Japan destination is Kyushu, which is close. We're getting closer to Okinawa, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do both on that same particular trip. But yeah, so that's it. King Caesar, taken from Japanese mythology, and that's my choice for my 70s. Yeah, I grew up in the 70s. I didn't get the memo, so I'm wearing my 70s retro shirt. I've got my little choker on, and I've got my 70s stuff on.
Oh, very cool.
But,
Wow.
Hey, whatever. But that's just me. How about you? How about groovy, man? Groovy, baby. Yeah. So let's trip on down to Miss Chapin over there in California and see what she's got shaking. What's up, baby?
What's up, my boys? So I was not born in the 70s, but I tried to get the whole vibe going on here. I got the headband, my heart glasses.
Yeah, you
I
got
found
it.
these awesome pants. So I'm like, I'm digging it. So my kaiju that I picked in the 70s. Because, I did grow up on the 70s films when I was growing up, when I was a young little whippersnapper back in the day. And, that's what we would watch before we get on the school bus. And we go to Super Duper grocery store in Camden. And I'd always be like, I remember I bought Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla there. Or, Godzilla versus the Cosmic Monster is what it was back then on VHS. And that Terror of Mechagodzilla with Titanosaurus. I don't even know if I should even be qualified to be talking about Titanosaurus. I think Nick Sides is like the Titanosaurus titan of knowledge over here. I always loved Titanosaurus. He's just so cute, and he started out, he was just a gentle undersea living amphibious dinosaur, and
a dinosaur. It's a dinosaur.
And he didn't really start out. He wasn't a bad kaiju when he first started out. It was only until the aliens from the black hole used Katsura to do the mind control. So he was a peaceful little dude, just chilling under the ocean, doing his thing. Until they decided, to use him to.
And Katsura and Christine, Katsura told her father, "Do you really want him to join the ranks of the killers?
The ranks of the killers.
Disaster monsters."
Yeah.
And Dr. Mifune was just so mad. He's like, "Yep, I do."
And then Dr. Mifune was the one who had discovered him, and nobody believed him.
I know.
Mm-hmm. So they kind of used him as a tool to get back at humanity for Mifune, for everyone, the scientists and all that making fun of him, and the aliens wanted to take over the world. So, I mean, poor guy, you know, he got used for, I think he is one of the kaiju, you know, got used for purposes he wasn't intended for. You know, he was just chilling, doing his thing, and until he got mind controlled. And actually, I mean, really, you never know at the end. I mean, he fell off the cliff, but did he die? Because he fell into the ocean. Where does my boy live? In the ocean.
We've not seen him again, so.
No, you don't see him again, so. Yeah. But, so Titanosaurus was played by Tatsumi Nikamoto, who also played in a few other kind of smaller like roles in other eras. I just wanted to point out really quick. I have my cheat sheet because I literally had to do this in like 2 days. So I haven't memorized it. But he played, so Tatsumi Nikamoto played the life-size Zone Fighter.
Awesome.
In the TV show Zone Fighter. And then he also played the title role of Ultraman Leo.
Oh, cool.
But also in the Zone Fighter series, as you know, like they had Godzilla, Gigan, and King Ghidorah made appearances in Zone Fighter, and Satsuma actually played Gigan in the Zone Fighter series, but I don't have a picture of that. But then, so Nikamoto-san also played the Triceratops in the Last Dinosaur film.
Oh, wow.
Well, that always,
okay. I love Triceratops. So.
But who was in the rear of the Triceratops?
Yeah, right.
That's right. That's the question.
This movie always made me so sad.
I know. I love Triceratops. He's my favorite. My favorite dinosaur.
Wow.
I remember seeing that on TV on ABC. Yeah. It was like a big special.
Yeah. Yes, it was. I have it on VHS. I taped it off of ABC.
Oh my god!
I know you did.
I got it. Yes. I'll post some of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there he is right there. So yeah, he played in like a lot of different Toho movies and films. And so I mean, kind of obvious. Titanosaurus' roar was they used elephant trumpets, and then which I had noticed right away was the horse snorts because I used to ride horses. So whenever he would go like. So I was excited when I heard it. Oh my god, that's a horse right there. So then of course I loved him even more because I mean first of all he's adorable. And so I'll just show off a couple of my little duders here. So first off, I just got this not too long ago. I have been dying to find this one. The Parababy Titanosaurus. This was sculpted by Masami Yamada, who has done so many amazing sculpts for Marmot, and he's done work for Toygraph, and just like a whole. And it comes with a little. Oh my god! I forgot the name of the sub. Wait a second. I wrote it down. So I can never remember. I have a terrible memory.
It's a race for you in the chat.
The Akatsui. The Akatsui research sub. So the beginning, and then he does a little. And then they go spinning around in the whirlpool. I mean,
I can hear the music right now.
Dinosaur. Yes.
But he's just, and I love the music. But this sculpt is so adorable. I mean, if you're looking for a cute Titanosaurus, you really can't go wrong with a pair. I need to move up closer here. I'm like super far away. Okay, I'm coming. I'm coming. All right, before I knock everything over here, and then. Oh, and then I just got this, you guys.
That's beautiful.
Oh, that's
beautiful. Eric wanted
Look at this.
Okay, that one's
Shiny boy.
That's beautiful.
So this is also the Marmot Titanosaurus. This is a standard size. Nice. This was actually, this just came out. It was at they had a talk show, a dinner and talk show in Japan on August 7th. And they had, I think, 5 exclusives to that show. There was this guy, King Caesar, David. They had a blue glitter King Caesar.
Oh, cool.
A 64 Godzilla, a big one. A big Mechagodzilla, and oh shoot, there's another one. Well, I shouldn't be drinking it. Let's see. Godzilla 62. Godzilla 62. So, I mean, when I saw this, I love blue, I love glitter. And it's really hard to show up on camera and like pictures and stuff. But it's got like rainbow. It's like red. So these, I mean, I would say look on Yahoo Japan auctions for them, but they're kind of expensive on there. I kind of got lucky and I had one of my friends in Japan like work some stuff out for me. So that's how I got this.
It's beautiful.
But I mean, hopefully, I know I was so excited. And then of course, This isn't the Mechagodzilla 2, but it's still Mechagodzilla.
Nice together.
This is the first one. This is the
Yeah.
Godzilla. So they're little buddies together.
Yeah.
And then,
I wonder if Nick Side saw that one. I'm sure he wants that glittery one.
oh, I'm sure he's getting it.
Oh, he's
I'm
getting
sure
it.
we'll be seeing pictures of him with one of these. He has literally like every Titanosaurus. He's got sample paints, and I'm kind of a little jealous. He's got a lot of nice ones. And then this is one of the first.
The best one. That's the best.
Diamond reissue.
That's the best one.
It's the best one. It's a really great figure.
It is.
Yeah.
He's so cute. And then I should have sent it to you, Kyle, but I didn't. But so I listened to. Well, I like EDM. So Zed's Dead, like way back, like old Zed's Dead. They always would sample. Like I feel like they sampled his roar because in a lot of their older songs, they have like this like beat in the back that goes like it sounds like him. So every time I listen to him, I'm like, they have Titanosaurus in their song. But yeah, this is like, I mean, I love Titanosaurus. That's a good movie too. I love like, even though he doesn't really have any like abilities, like he don't shoot lasers or anything.
He can fight. He can fight though.
He was a scrapper.
Got that tail.
That tail.
Yeah, he got this.
Tornado.
And then he like causes hurricanes, and then he picked up Godzilla by the nose and just spun around. And how happy is Godzilla? Yeah, so he's a little scrappy little dude.
We need to do an episode on Toho gravity or lack thereof.
Right. But you know what the problem is with Terra Mechagodzilla? As much as I love that film, the one thing I cannot get past, even to this day, as much as I love it, it's like they were upset, or at least they couldn't believe that Titanosaurus existed in a world where you got fire-breathing dinosaurs, three-headed space dragons, cyborg space chickens, a dog monster that sleeps and comes out of a mountain, but yet you're not going to believe that
you waited
an ordinary
to the end
dinosaur.
of the series to not believe in a dinosaur being possible.
Yeah, that's a great point, Leslie. And you know what bugged me too? It wasn't Okinawa. How did all of a sudden everything get moved over to Manazura Island or wherever that was?
Yeah.
What happened? Did it all drift over from Okinawa?
Yeah, the ocean waves.
We're not supposed to think about that stuff. But
Ocean waves.
don't talk about the '60s continuity not being good. So
it's funny. It's funny when that's why I highly advocate and tell everybody, please go back and listen to Kyle's discussion on the Kaiju cast of the rediscussion of Terra Mechagodzilla, and his awesome co-host Adam gives a really big worded but yet sophisticated explanation to why that film is so awesome, and you can hear just how flabbergasted Kyle is. You can just hear it in his voice. You can just hear it in his voice that Kyle's like, no, no, you're wrong. You know, it is funny. It's like that's one of the episodes I go back to almost on a weekly basis. When I want a good laugh, I pop in that and just listen to Kyle. I'm like, Kyle is upset right now.
you know, even with these problems, it's still awesome, and it's still so much fun.
Yeah.
It's still so much fun. These movies are so much fun, and I think that's what we're trying to say. And
that's the point of
across about the 70s. There's just a lot of fun, even with the budget restraints and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And one more thing I wanted to say, I forgot to say in my segment, if you want to learn a lot more about King Caesar, go to the premiere issue of Kaiju Ramen magazine.
Oh, yeah.
There's a really fantastic, very in-depth article, a lot more. I just skimmed the surface. Talks about, the caves, talks about Okinawa, talks about the Shisa dogs and the origin. They come from China. They used to be called Shishi. So please go check Michael and Travis's magazine, Kaiju Ramen. You can get it online. He may even have some hard copies, but there's a fantastic Yep, that's the one. Fantastic article about King Caesar and his connection to Japan and Okinawa. So
awesome.
There's that.
Right on. All right, where we leave off.
John
John.
Ruffin, right?
John.
Yeah.
Over there.
Where is he? Keep moving him. There he is.
Carl, can you share my Wonder Years photo? And let me just begin.
Of course I can.
Let me come in.
Get that over
70s
here.
and 70s and 70s.
Who's gonna sing the song? What would you do if I sang out of tune?
Everything my childhood. Okay, so the 70s.
My man.
Look, the
I had it,
70s.
and I lost
I was
it.
born in the late 60s, so the 70s are like with David are those years.
Those golden years, man.
The golden years,
Sweet,
the
sweet
nostalgia,
years.
everything. KAIJU, everything, science fiction, all of that got rooted into my life in those years. These are all my from the 70s.
Oh my! Look at it!
That's great.
Godzilla to, wedding picture, because hours before I watched Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. so these capture those wonderful years.
Yes, they
Because
do.
now I'm going to get to my, there's one character I love most in the 70s, but I have to work my way up to it just to describe how wonderful the 70s were, thank God, for me, and what makes them so special. If you just want to know more about the 70 films, I'll just start with this. I'll just pull each item. This really great book on the Toho Champion Matsuri Festival.
Fantastic.
Series. Excellent, documentation on that whole period of time. The 70s were all about, look, we didn't have VCRs yet.
Nope.
We had tape recorders.
Yes, we did.
And we had to make tapes.
Yes, we did.
And Godzilla tapes.
Oh my gosh, I remember those.
I mean, to capture every one of those, whatever would come on TV. And to find out what came on TV, we needed our TV guide.
Right.
Okay, we
Oh
would,
my gosh.
we'd
I
go
do remember
through
those too.
and find whatever, if it wasn't, during the week, Ultraman, Space
I
Time.
still have this.
Oh, yeah, I had to go. I remember this issue too. This is from Philadelphia.
Wow.
This was from the Enquirer with Ben Vereen on the cover. But just to capture what it was, those great memories of trying to track down the next Godzilla movie, and then I didn't even realize that the Japanese were releasing cassette tapes.
None of us
with
did.
The soundtracks until a couple of years ago. I'm like, oh my god!
Cassette tapes.
You just so from time to time I will just play my tapes just to have that experience, because we had to listen to Godzilla after we watched Godzilla. It was no rewatching television. Also, the other thing that made the 70s wonderful, because we didn't have the wonderful, I didn't at least, did wonderful access to Japanese books about Godzilla. We had famous monsters.
Monsters of Filmland. Yes, we did.
Now this was the 80s, because this is when Aliens came out, but there's a wonderful section in here on Godzilla versus the Smog Monster, all 70s. And these are collectibles I die for too, but
that's the one.
This was everything.
That was everything.
Godzilla versus the Bionic Monster. And this is my guy right here, Mechagodzilla. But,
really?
Yeah, I don't talk about him enough.
Never could have guessed it.
Fantastic media,
I remember that book.
These were our Bibles in the 70s. That's all we had.
Starlog too.
Not much Godzilla, but you had to have your Viewmaster, so you can listen to Godzilla. And the 70s were wonderful for Godzilla American releases. I mean, it was some great. You caught that wave from like 77 to 79. Now, I didn't have these back in those days, but this is what the 70s were about. Giant Robo and Magma Taishi every day on television.
Oh my goodness.
Or as people would know them here, Johnny Sacco.
Johnny
and
Sacco.
Space Giants.
That's right. That's right.
And here comes 1978. And just to capture that nostalgia, of those releases from Mattel. This is the Mattel Toys 1979 catalog that has the Shogun Warriors and the Godzilla gang figures.
Oh my god, how do you got all this stuff?
Okay.
John, you got everything, man.
No, but just to relive the 70s. That's what it's all about, right? Other great books, from the Japanese side.
Which we didn't even know existed.
Exactly. But I got a lot of catching up to do. Recently, I got this issue of Famous Monsters.
That was the first vintage issue I ever bought from them.
Me too.
Yeah, and I kept I want to spend $100, but I think I only paid $50, so I was happy.
And look at the condition it's in too.
Yes,
perfect.
Yes. So with that said, that kind of just works up to the little we had, but we had a lot. We had the Aurora model kits, things like that.
First thing I ever saw Godzilla-wise. First thing.
Okay. We had the Mattel Godzilla 78, 79. The Japanese had great stuff too. Obviously, that we talked about this in a previous show, the Kuru Terebi, and it came with a Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla reel. Well, with that said, that leads me to my guy. Now, Godzilla was for me in the 70s the best because it was all about he was all about justice. It was Justice Godzilla, a little more bad guy. No more, it was about fighting for the earth. I love that prologue to the Terror Mechagodzilla. I know it wasn't a part of the original, but that's what we had, and it told the story, and that was good enough. I don't care if it was inconsistent. It told everything we needed to know about the arc of Godzilla's, story in the show era.
Preach.
Thank you. I'm taking the collection after service. Now, we didn't have much, but that's right, I'm Shogun Warriors. It's on 2000. We did have late in the 70s. We started getting the Godzilla gang, so this was my little Justice Godzilla. I mean, this went right along with Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, Godzilla versus Terror Mechagodzilla. With that said, though, in the 80s, early 80s, when the store I fell in love with, Rocket Ships and Accessories, it used to be in downtown Philadelphia. The 1984 was the 30th anniversary of Godzilla, and they put on a big birthday bash, and that changed my life because I discovered the world of Japanese Godzilla toys. And they had those Bandai figures that were released. It's Godzilla 64, but there was one, and I had to make a choice. Which one was I going home with? And the one that mattered most. And I would go back to next week and get the other figure, but it was. If the show era was over, and you had to pick one kaiju from the show era, from the 70s particularly, but I think blows away even the 60s. It was Mechagodzilla, and this was the figure I walked away with.
I'm so surprised. I'm
$10 at the time, but this was this day was the epitome for me for Mechagodzilla, and the opportunities to see Godzilla versus the Cosmic Monster weren't frequent. If you caught it on TV, you were fortunate. I only remember maybe seeing it 3 times on television. I had the privilege of seeing it at the Academy of Natural Sciences in downtown Philadelphia. They did a Halloween movie night for kids, and they showed Godzilla versus Megalon, Godzilla versus Gigan, and Godzilla versus the Cosmic Monster.
Oh my God!
Awesome! I mean,
that's an awesome Halloween thing.
Yeah, this was 70s definitely. But this is the guy. And so I felt like this was the perfect representation of Mechagodzilla. And then over the years, not that many years, the Yamakatsu Mechagodzilla. I just love this little guy.
A little more
something about
I like it.
And I love the missiles, just the way they did the hands and the stature. And from this guy, later on, I guess in the 90s, Bandai, little 6-inch. I love this Mechagodzilla. I thought they captured it.
Oh, yeah, that came out in the 2000s.
Yes. And this is the 75 Mechagodzilla 2. But I loved it was getting closer to that perfect representation I felt of Mechagodzilla at the time. And we know X Plus just knocked it out of the park with the 30 centimeter and then with the gigantic. But for me, it's all about Mechagodzilla. And one last this was from the 80s, but having this model kit. This representation of Mechagodzilla and was everything. And I'll just share this last thing. It was an honor, again, I said it many episodes ago, but to create this official representation of Mechagodzilla, and I tried to capture, just the colors, from the Famous Monsters of Filmland cover. So just having being a little part of Godzilla history has been an honor. And with that said, Mechagodzilla beats them all.
There you go. That was fantastic because that, in a nutshell, is my experience is almost the same as yours. I had less exposure to it than you did, probably more in television, because I did get to see Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla on TV because they didn't show it on 17 a lot. They showed it on the other channels. But it definitely mirrors mine. I mean, I just remember in the 70s seeing that Aurora Godzilla glow box sitting in Woolworths, and I was absolutely mesmerized by it. I still am, for that matter. And I have the 1969 version, and it is just to this day the one that started me on this entire collecting journey. And then it wasn't until the 80s for me that I discovered that all this other stuff existed when I moved to New York and when I started going into New York. And then that was my sort of awakening. That was my awakening time. I was just, the sleeper must awaken. I mean, because I didn't get, I did get the Godzilla game that you have behind you for Christmas one year, and I did tape record. The two that I remember recording was the 54 and the Smog Monster. Those are the definitely two that I taped, and I got to find those in my mom's attic somewhere.
Wow,
and I think my dad went to play his tape in his chemistry class, and it was like Save the Earth came on or something. It's like, what's going on? But the struggle was real in the 70s.
Yeah,
because, like John said, we could not watch them on VHS. We didn't know when they were coming until we got the next TV guide.
That's right.
And it usually was like months or even a year later. So this whole thing, like the people in the chat room were saying, this is the experience that I had, mirrored yours. Famous Monsters of Filmland, Starlog, Dynamite. Remember that kids thing from Scholastic, Dynamite? They had one with Godzilla in it, and this and that. But these are things that just make it all worthwhile for me. So thank you for that trip down nostalgia road. Thank you.
Stay in the 70s forever.
Yes.
Yes. Now, Kyle, let's see what you chose, as if we all don't know.
Well, thanks for passing it to me, David. For me, I've said this many times on the Kaiju Cast, the 70s movies are what they are. They're kind of like, they're not my favorites, but damn, they are fun. And if you take away the fact that I maybe talked some trash about those movies,
really?
In fact, that actually really that even yes, Leslie, that extends to the monster that I chose. I didn't grow up necessarily in the 70s. I was born in 73, so basically I grew up in the late 70s, early 80s, and I didn't even know Godzilla until I was like a teenager. So let's just go ahead and figure out what my interpretation of Gigan was when I first saw this.
Gigan!
So the old banana hand.
The old banana hand. Well, actually, I wish I could have a photo to explain that name, but. So if you go back to the beginning, to the beginning of the Kaiju Cast, I probably talked smack about this cybernetic space chicken because this 1972 beast didn't really charm me at first. My favorite monsters are the kind that I can envision coming from our Earth: Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan, Viran, Baragon, Angulus. Those are the monsters that I was like, yes, those could be real. Don't tell me they can't. I don't want to hear that. So when it came to Gigan, it took a lot of steeping within the Godzilla fandom and sitting on those 70s movies for me to really start appreciating them.
Absolutely.
And there are a couple of factors that I just wanted to say real quick that pushed him into the pool of my favorites. And so number one was that in 2014, David and I went to Japan to see the big Tokusatsu special effects exhibition. And in the exhibit, we got to see Gigan's buzzsaw belly.
So
amazing.
Person.
Wow.
It was.
And I don't know what it was about that particular item that it really, really made me take note. And I was like, dude, that's cool. And I think I started somewhere around that time. I started to really change my impression of Gigan. I know when I was there, and I think maybe one of those reasons is because before a certain point of time, I don't really like the sculpts of Gigan. This is the Bandai Gigan, which really looks like a man in a suit. It looks like a man in a Gigan suit, like they've rented it at Cardi City or something.
Yes, not their finest moment. Not their finest moment.
Lucky for everybody watching, I've got a lot of Gigans to do. Okay, so we've got so this was this is my introduction to Gigan as a collectible. Was kind of like not so great. But in 2012, X Plus brought us, which I consider to be like the most suit accurate version of
absolutely
absolutely stunner.
Beautiful. Yeah,
stunner, love it. So but let's move along, because once I appreciated Gigan on a design level, I also started working on the commentary, which if you are interested in any of the Kaiju Cast commentaries, that is the #1 commentary that we did the most amount of work for, has the best research, and really has some cool stuff. So once I started learning more about the movie, more about the design of the monster, I really started opening up to more iterations of him. So I picked up that Bandai figure in 2013 when I was in Japan. And then in 2015, when I was there with David and Dell and Rich Iso, who's watching live, and those guys, we went to Monster Labo, and I picked up a gorgeous Mars.
Oh, very nice.
That's a really cool one.
I like his sails.
Yeah,
are they like red?
Are really cool. They're really iridescent. Sorry, he's a little dusty, but they're kind of iridescent.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And he's got a nice look about him.
Yes, he does.
It's realistic, but not super realistic. In terms of realism, I'll get to that in a second. Some of the other Sofubi styles, though, that I wanted to show off. CCP actually makes a very small Gigan figure. Very cool.
Very nice.
US Toys was a really big hit a few years ago.
This is cute.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
Super cute.
Pocket-sized Gigan. He's adorable.
I purchased this bear model Gigan. Semi-vintage, I guess you could say. And he comes with an adorable little flying Gigan.
Yeah, I like the flying.
I've got a Marasan flying one that I just didn't want to take down because he's literally strung up to the ceiling. You're talking about going way back for vintage stuff. This is the oldest piece that I have in my collection. I think this predates the Rodan. This is the
you have
gosh.
When did you get that?
Die-cast Gigan.
Cool.
Oh, John? Did you ask where I got this? I would love
where
to tell
and
you.
when?
I took a train from Tokyo to Saitama, which is a city just north of Tokyo.
Used to live there,
and I went to a place called Kaikodo. Actually, when I was there in 2014 or 2015, I think it was, someone in Japan told me about Kaikodo, and they're basically, they're a big toy store, but they have a huge vinyl section, like a huge vintage vinyl section. And so I was able to pick this guy up for like $45. He's in not so great shape.
Yeah, but
he's awesome. Yeah, I mean, someday I might get a better version of him. But I like what I have right now.
He's cool. I love that. I like the condition he's in. He's neat.
And then because I'm a weirdo, I also bought the Medicom sort of like modern day Sofubi version of this guy. It's they did a whole bunch of these recently. There's like a Shogun Warriors style in the same size and stuff like that.
Nice.
So those are the majority of what I'm going to show you. The last thing I'm going to show you about Gigan is the Sofubi that I'm kind of in love with. This is like the #1, #2 sculpt in my opinion. Like quality sculpt. Marmot Monster Heaven has absolutely nailed the design, the proportions, the detail. Everything is perfect for the.
I got a blue one.
Oh,
you got a blue one?
I got
Christine, when you don't want the blue one anymore, send them my way. Because eventually
I remember when you got that one.
That's pretty.
Yeah. So my plan is to basically, eventually, I think I'm gonna start collecting these as trying completing sets kind of thing. Because I really love this sculpt, and it is just a stunner.
It's tight. It's
Kyle. You need to get the Pilot Ace Gigan if you don't have one.
I was wondering if you were going to
want that one, but Pilot Ace Gigan is so expensive, so pricey. And specifically, the Pilot Ace paint jobs that I know for Gigan, they've got like 4. or something
Yeah,
like that.
I think there was four.
And
I
there's
think
only
Nev has
one
them
that
all,
I
I think.
like. Yeah, Nev got one that I want for sure.
He got the black one, right?
Nev's got all the good ones.
It's like it's more like midnight blue with like gold visor. It's choice.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, dude, I would love to get that. That would be awesome. Someday I'll get a Pilot Ace figure, but not today, unfortunately.
Not today is not
the
the
last
day.
thing I was going to do for you guys is I was just going to share. Somebody brought up Christine. You brought up Zone Fighter, and that Satsuma played Gigan in Zone
Good old
Fighter.
Gigan.
So I thought that I would. I thought that I would actually killing the vibe by killing that fight earlier.
No, you're not. It's
There
great.
you go.
That's fun. That's fun.
So there you go.
times.
Yeah, Zone Fighter, fun series. I think somewhat recently finally got like a fan sub, so it is out there if you're paying attention. And that's gonna do it for that 70s Showa. Thank you.
Hey, the whammy questions.
Yeah, the whammy questions.
I
got
hate
whammy questions for us.
these.
Wait, before you do the whammy questions, my mind forgot to show one of the best King Caesar collectibles, and I'm just going to show it real quick.
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
absolutely.
The Glow Power
Oh,
Baby.
that's right.
How could I forget to show this guy?
That's
I
amazing.
know.
This one is very
Cool.
highly sought after. A lot of people have been offering me stupid amounts of money for this, and so
Take
far
it.
I've said no.
Those eyes.
No dice, baby.
Wow.
Dice. That's supposed to
How
be
do you
one
just shake the dice dance?
Yeah.
Like,
Shake the dice.
That's awesome.
Anyway, I just had to not leave
that's
this
so
segment
nice.
without showing this guy, and I got him from our friend Nick Gucker here in Seattle.
Nice.
Oh, fantastic.
Cool.
So there you go. Okay, so now on to the whammy question.
The whammies.
Well,
It's like the Grammys.
first-
What's the
It's
whammies?
like the Grammys, but these are the
Oh,
whammies.
David, we're on like sync here.
well,
Totally, dude.
let me just say that I want to thank my awesome co-host for not only considering this idea, but actually doing this idea. And as you've heard for the past hours and change, we just had just an awesome, wonderful time, fun time, just talking about these awesome, fun movies. And we're just talking about them. The films themselves are even more awesome. But thank y'all so much, especially everybody in the chat. Thank y'all. This has been really a really fun show, just like every time. But it seems like now is even more special. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate that personally from the bottom of my heart. Now, I do have some whammy questions, and if you know me, you know I do ask the difficult questions. And a part of me, I have to admit, I do take a little bit of morbid pleasure of seeing my co-host sweat a little bit about these questions. But I do it from a place of love. It's just beneath a lot of evil and darkness and all that. No, but seriously. Now, are you ready for the whammy questions? Are you ready, David? Kyle, Christine, John, you ready?
Yes.
Ready,
Now,
dude.
Now, of course, in the comment section, you know, you're more than welcome to answer the question too, and hopefully your brain won't fry because of it. Now, I guess we're going rapid fire order. I guess I'll be last since I'm the one that's answering the question. I guess we'll start with David and Christine, then John and Kyle or whatever. All right, your favorite 70s Godzilla suit is?
Favorite 70s Godzilla suit it's got to be the Godzilla 1975. I think they took the 74 and they made him a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more angry, a little bit more rough and tumble. By the time it got to, you know, the later 70s, the 68 was starting to go downhill a little bit. So, you know, I gotta say, I really do like what they did with the 75 suit. I think they finally perfected that hero Godzilla look. So yes, 1975.
Christine, go ahead.
Oh, it's not me. Okay.
Sorry, I thought I was supposed to say more. I'm like, that's all I got. That's all I got.
You're the spotlight, David. I'd have to say I kind of like the 74 because he's cute. He has like that cute puppy dog kind of look. Yeah, I'd have to go with the 74. I think he's cute and That's my answer because he's cute. I like the sound.
There
He's
we
got a
go.
cute little face.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, is this
Okay.
awkwardly epic again now? Am I
Yeah,
supposed to do
awkward
something here?
Oh, I'm with you, Christine. 74. Because, well, I mean, you know, when he makes that second appearance to fight Mechagodzilla, and he comes up, and his brow, you know, you just see him coming up from the cliff, and that
He's cute, but he looks mean.
Yes, and just the you know, everything about him is great. And, you know, even, you know, just perfect for, you know, someone that's 10 years old, you know, to idolize.
That was always my favorite part, where he's coming up over the hill
I
like
mean,
that.
I mean, essentially, it's the same suit. It's the same suit. It's just they just refined it a little bit
Yeah,
for
they refined
75,
it.
and they made him a little bit more angry, a little bit more not as cute as Christine would say. So yeah, but
The jaws,
Very
even,
cute.
yeah, the brows are angled, jaw, you
Yeah,
know, a
yeah.
lot of. Yeah, I love the 75. I mean, I love everything about the 75, but I like the softer. 73 is great, but too playful. 74 is
yeah.
just right.
That's a good word,
73
playful.
is at the bottom of my list. But
I love the eyes of the 73 though. To do.
Yeah, the
Crazy
cocaine.
eyes.
Yeah, the cocaine eyes. The
little
cocaine
weird.
eyes. Yeah.
The crazy eyes.
Like a kaleidoscope, you know.
A true
Got the
Godzilla of
crazy
the
It's
70s,
like about-
right?
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Kyle, what about you? Your favorite 70s Godzilla suit?
The reused 68, actually.
Oh,
as
yeah.
even though it's
Classic.
it's getting really ragged and Gigan, which is one of my favorite
Yeah.
movies. There's something about the charm from this, you know, destroy all monsters all the way through. It kept a certain charm as it deteriorated, and I think that would be my choice.
fair enough.
I like
Okay.
that. Can I add
Yeah.
something? This is kind of getting off topic, but you know, the X plus 30 centimeter 75, I think it would be perfect if it was raggedy.
Little pieces hanging off.
Yes, and more, just ripple, because it's too much of a perfect attempt at it.
I can see that.
Raggedy.
I can see that.
I think that's a good
Alteration.
good idea.
Description.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Carl, you said raggedy is everything
Observation.
about
That's
the
what I want to
70s
say.
Godzilla.
Good observation.
Right.
That's what I want to say.
Let's see. Mine is it's of course I love them all, but I love 74. Okay, I got like 5 more, so we can like breeze through these. All right. Okay. Next question. Who had the better theme song in your opinion? Jet Jaguar or King Caesar?
Ooh,
Gotta be King Caesar. Gotta be.
King Caesar. Yeah.
King Caesar.
Yeah.
Gotta be King
Look
Caesar.
at Kyle. Look at Kyle.
Jet Jaguar. Come on, dude. That is
Oh, that is a lot
probably
of
the
fun,
best
though.
theme song in the entire series.
I mean, honestly, who
Wow.
listens to the Jack Jagger
Come
song and
on.
doesn't scream the punch, punch, punch?
King Caesar.
I gotta
If
say the King Caesar, because whenever I clean, actually whenever I'm just hanging out in the house, I always put that on and I put it on repeat. It's just so good, and I try to sing it.
It is very good, and I love playing it because Keith doesn't like the end because she can't really hit that last note,
Oh.
and he always cringes when that last note comes on, and he's like, "Ooh!" And like I just love to watch her perform.
Charisma.
I mean, she hits every note perfectly until she gets that last note, and it just doesn't quite make it to where it should be.
Yeah.
But anyway,
For me, it is it's tough, but I got to go with King Caesar. And real life fact, that's my alarm clock. When I wake up, I got the King Caesar alarm.
No way.
It's like so at 6 o'clock in the morning when I get up every morning, it's like Caesar. All right, well,
Do you start it from the very beginning so it really kind of wakes you up?
No,
real slow?
no, no. It's just at the point. It's just at the point when she's at the high pitch seesaw. Because if she start at the bottom, I would be getting to work late every single day because that
We all
like,
sing the song.
hit the snooze button. But it's funny.
That's the best thing I heard all day.
But you know what? You're right, Kyle, because she does start off like low, kind of like. No.
I didn't know you could be one of those people that needs a slow build to wake up. If you get woken up with a big smash, it might scare you, But yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, King Caesar, he just sleeping like this with a grin on his face. He's like,
Leslie, you be waking up like when she has the visions at the beginning of the film.
No, but I do. No lie. I do have that as my ringtone to wake up. But at least when I wake up, I don't cause an explosion like King Caesar did. So that's always a good thing. Otherwise, Sandra.
I love it.
Otherwise, I ain't trying to have my wife blown up and into the next bedroom. So I ain't trying to have all that. So
I love it.
All right, 3 more questions. What is your favorite fight from the 70s films? You got to pick one. There's plenty to choose from, but you got to pick one. Your favorite fight scene from the 70s.
It's tough.
I think it's got to be Godzilla versus Hedorah, because that fight scene, he fights all these different forms of that monster, and he almost gets his ass kicked. He does get his ass kicked, but he triumphs in the end with a little bit of help from humanity. But I think as far as like brutal fight scenes go, there's some pretty brutal stuff going on, like eyes being punched out, eyes being, melted off, and, in a vat of sludge. That last battle between Godzilla and Mechagodzilla is when he just goes ballistic on him too. That's a close second. Yeah. But yeah, I gotta say,
that's in Zone 2000.
In its entirety, the Smog Monster, all those fights, because he just, I have to do it.
Yeah.
Got to do it. Christine.
All right. I got to say probably Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, because that was one of the first ones where I was like, he's getting his butt kicked.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And with all the missiles, like,
yeah.
I was like, oh, gosh. Yeah, and then I liked how he teamed up with King Caesar in that one, but that one was, for me, one of the ones.
Kind of brutal, yeah.
Yeah, it was, and he was like, Mechagodzilla was relentless and nasty and cranky, and I don't know, just going all out at him, and it was sad. And they had sad music too in that one when Godzilla was getting all beat up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with that one. Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, 74.
I would go with 74, but in the interest of being different, 75. That scene where Godzilla's on fire. It's just epic. The expanse of that scene, and just what a way for Godzilla to take on both Mecha and Titanosaurus. And boy, he went through it. I mean, epic though. I mean, there's some, like you said, the Hedorah battles, from Tadpole, from all the way to the end is brilliant. Brutal. Now, we didn't say Megalon, but and I like the idea of the fight. It just, kind of went crazy at the end there.
The drop kick. Who doesn't love the drop kick?
It would be great if that just wasn't there. But.
Can I say one thing about the Megalon fight, even though it's not my choice? The fact that there's like behind the scenes stills of Godzilla having taken a tree trunk and like pulling off the branches and treating it like the branch in his mouth and treating it like a samurai sword, like that. It bums me out that we didn't actually get to see that, since we got to see all the other crazy stuff like the flying tail kick. Like that that would have just pushed that fight into another level of weird, I think.
Wait,
was weird.
So John, the tail dragon drop kick bother you, but you do know he talked in a couple films prior, right?
Yeah, that's all right.
And he flew in 71, right?
See, I want to tell you, 71. I see it in some deeper levels now. In the beginning when Ken is playing with the figures and he flies down the slide. So that's all.
Foreshadowing.
Superman beats them all, but Godzilla becomes Superman when he flies. I mean, there's, that's leptic. He's anticipating.
You will believe a monster can fly.
That's right. I know.
You're right. one of the best scenes in that movie is the very, very end where Godzilla just turns around and looks at humanity and goes, "You guys suck." And then he just goes back, back,
This is trippy movies,
back.
man.
And then Ken's like, "Godzilla, stay here." And if there was a thought bubble, Godzilla would be like, "Hell no!"
He sounds so good.
But so yeah, man, those 70s movies were brutal. Now that you're all
There was
reminding
something
me,
else.
like every single
Something
70s
else.
fight was like brutal.
Over the top. Yeah, it was.
Over
There's
the top.
blood and all
It's
this
the
kind of
70s.
Yeah.
It's the 70s.
I was going to
Weird.
choose the Gigan fight at
Yep.
at
Yeah,
Shogun
Kyle, you never
Land
said yours.
because the Gigan fight right around the Godzilla Tower. You have Godzilla and Angulus, a great tag team, versus Ghidorah and Gigan, a pretty good tag team. Plus, you've got the wild card of the tower firing at them.
That's right.
It's a real fun fight, and it's the first time you see Godzilla like bleed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I love a good fight and just in general in a Godzilla movie, it was shocking to see, especially since it was like like splurting
It was
blood out.
right in.
Spurting out onto the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really love. I mean, it's a well balanced fight, and I mean, honestly, aren't they all awesome? But
Pretty
that's
much,
my
yeah.
favorite one. Yeah,
They pretty
What
much
about you,
are.
Leslie?
They pretty much are.
And you know what? I agree with you, Kyle. My favorite fight, that's actually my favorite fight of all time in a Godzilla film. The tag team fight from Gigan. That's just an awesome fight. All right, last two questions. You know what, Kyle, you just touched on this. Tag team. So what is your favorite tag team from the 1970s?
Oh man.
I apologize if this is so hard. I really apologize.
I'm gonna just stick with my Godzilla 74 and King Caesar. I liked it because that was prophesized. That was a prophecy come true.
Oh, true.
And again, I'm gonna stick with my creature, my only Toho Godzilla creature that comes sort of from Japanese mythology. So I'm gonna look at Godzilla 74 and King Caesar. Christine, how about you?
I gotta go with from Godzilla versus Gigan, Godzilla and Angie versus Gigan and King Hedorah, because Godzilla and Angie, they're best buds.
Yep.
So it's always fun to see them team up together to go kick some booty.
Mm-hmm. I'm right there with you, Godzilla and Angry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Good team.
They fought bitterly, in 55, and then became best pals. And Angry will do anything for Godzilla.
That was stupid, though.
He'd come out a call for Godzilla.
Yeah,
that was so stupid. I'm sorry. I wish my best friend would wake me up out of my sleep and tell me, "Hey, would you mind taking a 1,000-mile trip somewhere?" Why? What am I looking for? So you hear something funny
going on. I don't know.
Then why don't you go? I mean, your name is in the title of the film. Why don't you take your ass to Japan? If I was
Okay. And why the hell did Angulus just sort of walk right into Gigan's buzzsaw?
Was he hypnotized by
hypnotism?
Well, there you go. That explains it. Must be.
Maybe he thought he could break it.
Angry's got a whole lot of bark, but not a lot of bite.
I know. He always gets beat on. Poor little Angie. He doesn't really do much. He tries, though. He tries.
His jaw got jacked up.
Yeah, it did.
Ooh, yeah.
I was worried about that.
I was worried about that too.
Yeah. Angerus is kind of like the MonsterVerse fans. Got a lot of passion, but not too much brains.
Oh shoot!
Shots fired.
Anyways, what's your?
I did not say that.
Yeah, bring the hate mail to me. I love being a heel and a bad guy, so bring it to me. Kyle, what's your favorite tag team from the 70s?
Could I ask one comment? This is off the. I just wanted to throw in there. Can you all explain to me? I mean, I thought it was really dope with Mechagodzilla flying at the beginning of Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. You know, and he's balled up and just comes.
Oh, through the
Down
like,
from Mount
mountain,
Fuji.
right?
Yeah.
In the meteorite?
Yeah, wasn't that? Yeah, that was kind of dope. I never could wrap my head around that. Is it like, you know, similar to how Godzilla was flying in against Hedorah? Or
I don't know.
look at that.
That's a good question.
Wasn't he encased in rock though? Wasn't he like?
I thought that was just his skin. I thought he was just wrapped, you know.
Oh,
curled
now
up.
I have to look at it again. I thought it was like a lava rock that came out of the volcano that he was inside.
Maybe
That's what I thought.
I always thought it was his skin. They always look like his skin to me.
Ooh, now I'm intrigued. I don't know.
I just threw that out there since we were, you know, Hedorah and flying and.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Got to give that HD transfer another look for sure.
Amen. Yes, we do. I hope you're right because it's a pretty cool idea if that's true.
Kyle, your tag team?
My tag team, as weird as it sounds, I kind of like the tag team of Godzilla and Jet Jaguar versus Megalon and Gigan.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Okay.
I think in terms of balance, like that actually it works out really well in their favor because it gives them some very dramatic poses as a tag team, like when they're encircled in fire.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And of course, you get Jet Jaguar holding Megalon. Is it Megalon while Godzilla does the drop kick?
It's Megalon.
Yeah, it's Megalon. Yeah, I think so.
So there's my answer for you.
Cool.
My favorite is I mean, I've said this many times before, and it still stays the same. My favorite is King Ghidorah and Gigan. And in my opinion, if there was a fight that Godzilla should have lost, it should have been that one. In my opinion, I just love to see the visual, even though half of it is stock footage. Just the image of Gigan on the ground, just tearing through a building. Then you got King Ghidorah flying above him, laying waste to the rest of the city. They're an awesome tag team, man. It's my favorite from the 70s. And the last whammy question. If you could pick any kaiju from the 70s, from any toy company, it's Plush, Marmot, Toygraph, Spiral Studios, Omega Beast, whatever, you're the president. What kaiju collectible would you make next from the 70s?
Well, I think we've already sort of touched on this, and I think what I would do is a Godzilla tower. Just a really X Plus version looking just like, even though before I did say I'm changing my answer now. I did say the Imposter, but I would love to see really cool and maybe like with a diorama, maybe with some little mushrooms around there, and just the whole. And then, wouldn't it be cool if they did like a whole like a set, like and you can have the plate like smaller version, and then you have like the whole little play set. Wow, that's what I would do if I was the president of X Plus. I would make a smaller scale, maybe like 20 centimeter, of Gigan, King Ghidorah, Godzilla, and Angulus, the tower, the mushrooms, everything. Well, this is the perfect world, right? I can do whatever I want. So why the hell not? That's what I would do. Bam, Christine, what would you do?
Okay, well, I'm kind of torn here because I would love to see a Toygraph Titanosaurus because I love his style. But you know what we need? Mamagon and Shukra.
Yeah.
I think is it Cass?
Overdue.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mamagon and Shukra.
The Mamagon and Shukra
artwork. I have one of them. I have the Mamagon.
I want figures.
I don't even need to answer the question because I think that's it. That's my answer right
now. It'd be so cool because there's nothing. The only thing is just the cat.
I've got mine.
I'm changing my mind. You win the internet. Boom, boom, boom. Groovy.
I would be all over that.
I would be all over that.
Different.
Definitely.
All
and I don't care who would make. Maybe Marmot would make it. I mean, I like Marmot sculpts.
Anybody make it. Somebody make it, please.
Somebody, please make it.
And not a little teeny tiny like artwork book that casted. I know it's better than nothing, but you know, like
it is. I have it. I'm like, oh man, it could have been so much better.
I know.
I like the cast ones. I know Samson just got one, and I'd actually like to find them because they're pretty cool. I like the pictures and the little extras comes with, but like I would like an actual. I don't know, not a 12-inch figure, but you know, a 9-inch or something.
Yeah.
The would be amazing.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Shukra and Mamagon for the win.
They need to be in an actual movie fighting as well.
Yes,
right. As a Rick extra.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
A Rick extra for the tower.
Exactly.
Oh, there you go. We got a plan coming together, guys.
Now, here's my figure. I want to see a flying Hedorah from X Plus.
Yes. Yes.
We have all the other.
Wait, didn't they do
True.
one? Didn't they do a small?
There was a mini one, wasn't there?
Where?
There was an extra?
Yeah, they did a flying Hedorah for the very first Rick version of the 30 centimeter. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, he's right.
Sure.
He's
I'm
right. He's
pretty
right.
sure. I'm
You're
pretty,
right,
it's
David.
small. It's small though. It's not big.
I've never even. Wow.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
that was the original. That was the original Rick. I mean, they reissued it as a light up in his eyes, but the original Rick was a small mini flying version of Hedorah. Yeah.
Yeah, that Passion boy, I want that too from that.
Oh,
yes.
That's 60s though.
60s.
60s. Yeah. Actually, y'all stay tuned because Sandra may have something to say about that in like a month or so. But for me, I mean, it's no brainer. S Plus, please do a gigantic 74. My Mechagodzilla, Mechagodzilla is so lonely, and I've said this many times before. You know, the gigantic series is well represented with Godzilla when he's the villain or the anti-hero. The only one that's really heroic or the good guy is the MonsterVerse one. But we need a superhero, goofy one from the 70s.
We do.
So the only one that makes sense that comes to mind, in my opinion, give us something to rival the gigantic Mechagodzilla, and give us a gigantic 1974 Godzilla.
And
And
please get that face right.
Face.
Get the face right.
The default real face was good.
Yes, the default real face is perfect.
You know, little tweaks here and there, and make
Put that on a big figure. Yeah, but get that face right, please.
Yeah.
Yes.
All in the
So,
yeah.
but that's what I would do if I was in charge of X Plus or whatever. But that's my whammy questions. So once again, thank you for answering the whammy questions. Once again, thank you to my awesome crew. Thank you to my awesome crew for doing this show and considering it and all that good stuff. It's been an honor. Thank you so much for doing this. This really means a lot to me. So, all right. So what's next on the agenda, Kyle?
Moving right along, we are going to. We're about to do our monster showcase. But before we get to the monster showcase, I think it's very important to show off the next thing that we're giving away, which we'll be doing the drawing for right after the monster showcase. This is the X Plus internet exclusive Defa-Real Mothra 2019. The winner of this figure will get this shipped to them as soon as humanly possible, since it's Saturday. But what we're going to do is we're going to play the monster showcase in just a second. If you want to win this toy, this figure, what you have to do is you have to throw in this, it's a hashtag into the chat of, I think it works for both Facebook and YouTube, fingers crossed. But what I want you to do is type in hashtag Mothrame.
That's cute.
So you type that hashtag in if you want to win, and in the meantime, we'll go straight to our video and show.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck.
Good luck, everybody.
The Go Gigantic or Go Home.
That's right.
Monster Showcase.
Cool.
Oh, nice. Oh, I love that one.
Awesome.
Alex. Very cool. I spelled his name right. Nice. Great Garland. Gregory. Love that one. Harold.
Yes.
So, Elmay. Oh my. There's some big boys right there. Oh yeah.
Oh, John, yeah.
Call Yount.
Woo!
Look at that thing.
Awesome. That's
Beautiful thing. That's cool too. Oh
Nice.
that
That's
figure's so
amazing.
Yeah, that's great too.
Awesome. Wow.
Robert. Beautiful background. Big guy. I love that.
Wonderfully done, our
Now-
monster
now-
collectors.
You may wonder why I was talking during that segment, because my husband Keith gives me feedback for the shows, and he said it seems like there's dead silence and it's a little strange just to see like the pictures go by. So he would love it if we would comment quickly on the
hype it.
pictures and just say something, kind of hype them. So I didn't even tell you guys I was going to do it. I just kind of did it. So hopefully it wasn't too annoying. And but that was a suggestion, and you guys in the chat room can
I like
tell us
it.
what you think of it too. But yeah, that's why I was a little chatty there. But
No, it's good to know. It's good advice.
Always
Yeah.
good pictures.
Yes.
Always good pictures.
listen to my husband occasionally.
All right, so I think we have enough people that have put their hashtag in. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. We'll go ahead and share the screen.
Good luck.
Yeah, right. Good luck to anybody who's doing this.
Do we need a drum roll?
Start collecting the comments. Looks like we got
Right,
18
people.
entries.
Okay.
Fingers crossed. Who's going to win? Watch it be
Robert, make sure you
Dwyer
want it
again.
now.
Awesome.
Oh.
Tell me, I'm going to be sending this to you through my work, so I don't have to pay nearly as much money as it costs to ship stuff internationally. Oh man! Super. Congratulations, tell me. That's
Congratulations,
awesome.
really.
Well done. Well done.
Awesome.
Dude. All right.
Outstanding.
Definitely, Helmy, message me your address, and I will get this shipped out to you. Actually, super sidebar. You guys, if anybody watched my unboxing, I did purchase a Gigabrain 1965 Godzilla, and Mandarake sent me the wrong one.
Oh, wow.
Anybody ever been sent the wrong product by
Never.
Mandarake, and you have to
Never.
give it back to them?
No, what did they send you?
Man. Well, they sent me a Gigabrain 65, but it's like the wrong colorway. And it's something where you like, if you're holding them both up at the same time, you'd be like, I could see where somebody made this mistake. So I wrote them back, and they're like, you need to, so yeah, we'll refund you the money, but you need to send us the figure back. Holy crap on a cracker. Is it expensive to ship stuff to Japan right now?
Really?
Oh, no.
The service they want me to use is like $78. And that's like double what I paid. I think that's double what I paid for shipping from Japan. And the original box had a book in it too. So,
Jeez.
so way to go, guys. Way to go.
Yikes, that's
Postal
never
Service.
happened.
But yeah,
No.
Yeah, that's a rare.
anyway, I'm sure I'll clue anyone in that's interested in figuring out what happens to that. I'm sure everything's going to go smoothly, but it was just like, wow, that's crazy. So, having said that, thank you guys so much for watching live. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. There was a note at the very end of the Monster Showcase that said our very next Monster Showcase is hashtag KAIJUween, and what we want to see is your Kaiju Halloween decor.
Yes.
Last year we did a whole thing like Kaiju Trick or Treat. This year we're looking for your decor, stuff that you got hanging around your house, any kind of maybe giant inflatable Godzillas that you put up in your yard to scare off the kids for trick or treat. I want to see it, and so make sure to use that hashtag KAIJUween for the next Monster Showcase.
Yeah.
You can post those on Instagram or Facebook. Especially, please use our Facebook group. Well, hey, why don't I just throw up a banner for that?
Some
Facebook
festive
group?
Halloween kaiju.
And remember, our favorite photo gets a mug. Don't forget.
That's right. That's
So
right.
we're going to choose one right after this episode, and one of you lucky people will be getting a mug, a Collect All Monsters mug. See? So you got to watch the show, man. Dude, you got to watch the show, man.
Oh, speaking
Totally.
of developing hype, I should probably show off what we're giving away in the
I
next
think you
episode.
should.
Oh,
I think
you guys are gonna love this.
I wish I wasn't
You know
exact.
what? Let me be a little diva here.
Ooh.
If I could just speak to the listeners real quick.
Okay.
So
Speak to
no,
the people.
I've met many cool people through this show and doing the Kaiju Cast, and I'm just really, really honored that I have a relationship with several of these companies where I can reach out and say, would you be interested in donating something to Collect All Monsters for us to give away? And the response back has been pretty positive.
Awesome.
And this came in last week. Can I get a drum roll from my co-hosts? So I asked Eiji Kaminaga, the current president of Marusan Toy, if they would be interested in donating anything. And John, this is where the tie-in to your poster comes in.
Mm-hmm.
This is an event exclusive figure.
It is.
Look at
From
that.
this same event. And this is a Marusan
Awesome.
King Joe from the
Yeah.
450 series.
That's amazing.
And I want to get really
Look at
close
that.
in here.
It's
This
beautiful.
is
awesome.
A metallic
Yeah, it is.
skeleton
It's
of,
gorgeous.
Yeah.
robot
I
that's
know.
inside of a
I know.
clear.
I know.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You
I know.
guys,
Wish I wasn't
people
exempt.
watching live,
Fantastic.
should be freaking out right now. This is instant Sofubi cred
Yes, it
for
is.
somebody
Instant.
that wins this.
Instant.
True.
Yep.
Mhm.
So
That's legit.
there you go.
And
That's
you
what
can-
we're giving away next month.
Yep. Yep.
So excited.
That's
I
good.
love
Appetite
his stuff.
sweated,
Yeah.
apparently.
He's got
And
some
we're gonna be
great
we're gonna be
stuff.
we're gonna be spreading the word too and getting some more hype for this because that figure, like Kyle said, that's the cat's meow, man.
Mm-hmm. And it's huge.
It's huge.
I'm not going to
It's-
be
it's
available
very
for
large.
the show next month. Maybe I'll just hide out in the chat.
Yeah,
Oh,
me
you can't
too.
win. You're not eligible. Co-hosts aren't eligible. To win.
John's like, I'm sick.
Call it out.
Who's this Ron Juffin in the chat? All right.
Oh man, that's cool.
All right. Well, I just want to highlight a couple of comments here. People who are like interested in that Marusan
It's nice,
King
right?
Joe. It's a gorgeous piece, and
Yes.
I opened this up the
beautiful.
other day, and I was just blown away because
Yeah,
I didn't know
really
what Kaminaga
generous.
was going to send us. It's amazing, and
Yeah,
you guys
it
should be
was.
so stoked to hopefully get a chance to win this next month for our October show, which will go down on October 16th. And we're gonna. I think that's it. We're gonna close out the show now. Once again, my co-hosts, please get ready for your little bits to say. But I want to say thank you to everybody who watched us live on both YouTube
Yes.
and
Thank you,
Facebook.
guys.
You guys have been amazing. Hopefully, I did a better job of this episode of highlighting your comments and helping you show up inside of the program itself. The next episode, we're going to have the same kind of thing, sort of like a long discussionary type of segment, and with our regular news and etc. But of course, it'll happen in October. So, having said that,
So I guess
David?
I'll go first. If you want this conversation to continue, please join us in our Facebook group. We do a lot of fun stuff there. We'll be doing a lot of, showing off some giveaway stuff that's coming in the near future. So just get over to the Facebook group and hang out with us. Christine.
And you know what? Who likes secrets? Nobody likes secrets. So share us with your friends and family. And don't keep us a secret. Secrets are meant to be shared.
That's
And
right.
I feel like there's something else I was supposed to say, but I can't remember right now. Secrets. Nobody likes a secret.
oh, here's what you can say, Christine. We were also donated some paintings, right?
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, we're
and
giving this
so
away
we're gonna come up with a plan to give these away
in the
in
group.
the group.
By the awesome with
Oh,
Johnny Seawalker, an ancient Godzilla and his
that's
sentinels.
great.
Very beautiful. He's got some dinosaurs in here. I don't know if you guys can see it. We got some.
That's really great.
Yeah, he does some, like, check out his Instagram, Johnny Seawalker. He's like at Johnny Seawalker. He does really amazing, like beautiful. It's got some like goldish kind of highlights in here. There's little triceratops down there, my favorite. And then we also have this. Check this out, guys. Charizard.
Awesome.
Who doesn't want Charizard, the dragon Pokemon? I love me some Pokemon. So I'm very tempted to keep this one because I love Charizard. But yeah, so keep an eye on the group, our Facebook group. We'll be doing a little contest to two people can win one of these fantastic, wonderful, and beautiful
Yes,
paintings.
indeed.
Awesome.
All right. John, time for your blurb.
So if you're not catching us live, please check us out on YouTube and other social media sites. Leave us a comment on how you like the show. And while you're at it, tell them I sent you.
Yes.
Get it, John.
Leslie.
And thank you so much for watching this episode. Yes. And remember to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button if you enjoy watching or have fun watching this show today. Yes.
Yes. Well, until next time, our planet may be doomed, our Earth devastated, the monsters are in revolt, and civilization is in chaos. We must unite and collect all monsters!